In 1977, Bill Wood set the standard for high-performance brakes. Today, every Willwood product is born from racing technology and is proudly manufactured in the USA. Engineered, designed, rigorously tested to deliver unsurpassed control on and off the track. Whether it's for cruising or absolute performance, Willwood has an application for the ultimate stopping experience. Race-proven, street-ready, drive Willwood.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com. ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Yeah, Low Tide Motorsports sponsoring the broadcast this weekend. Sure appreciate those folks out at Low Tide. Paul Veltum, Doc Waldrop, Bill Strong calling the race for you this weekend. Back here live at Sebring International Raceway. It's the New Year's celebration here on ChampCar Live. ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps, and its team Sail and Salt leading the race. We've got KSR flat out in second, Ho Chunk in third, Glazed and Confused in fourth, and Crowd Control Racing now in fifth spot.
So one of the big losers here in the last 15 minutes or so is the 427. That's that Good, Bad, and Ugly car that was running in fourth place. They have dropped out of the top 15. The other car I'm sad to see back in the paddock. They're parked in back of their hauler, and nobody is working on that car, is that beautiful number 727, that Hazmat Motorsports. That's that beautiful bronze Ford Mustang, a 66 model.
Yeah, I was wondering
yeah,
what happened to those guys.
I don't know what happened, but there's nobody around the car, so it looks terminal for today.
Looks bad.
Yep, but their result looks bad, but man, that car is beautiful. And of course, we've got a couple of those, what I'd call a vintage Mustang. The other one is KH Motorsports out of Texas, Ronnie Killian. That's a beautiful car. It's painted in those familiar orange and blue colors.
Look from our one of our cameras out there from the hotel.
Yeah, the fog is completely lifted. There's patchy blue skies showing up. Still a rather heavy cloud cover. It's keeping the temperatures down here a bit.
There's a look at the top 13 at least. You can follow along at racehero.io on the web if you want to follow your favorite team, see where they're at.
Look at all those easy teams.
Yeah, Birmingham Racing is in sixth spot right now.
So Glazed and Confused, our donut suppliers this weekend. We'd like to thank them for the donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Or I would like to thank them for the donuts.
Oh, I thank them too.
No, I really want to thank them. That was my breakfast.
Yeah. Krispy Kreme, oh, those donuts are awesome. Sugar-coated death rings.
We have some right here.
Speaking of that, we have a fresh box being cracked open by Bill. He's going to get some more breakfast here. Ah, thank you, Bill. Thank you. This is my breakfast as well.
Oh, these are good. Paul, you want a donut?
Sure.
I'll mail it to you.
And when that hot donut sign is on in the window, that's when you stop.
Our corner workers, their lunches are being delivered to them now. Luckily at this track, we can do it on the outside of the track. We don't actually have to get our lunch suppliers on the track to do it.
Yeah, the 294 was listed as 4 off and back on. That's mostly motorsports using most of the racetrack.
KSR is on pit lane right now.
KSR comes into the pits out of P2.
Oh.
And
everybody's looking out the window at him, and I asked him, what's up with them? Well, they're sitting on the loop, which is the line that goes across the pit lane that counts the laps as you go by. Sometimes when a car sits on the loop, they can get phantom hits, and suddenly a car that was in last place is now leading the race. So
you can also set a fast lap there. Ask me how I know.
Yeah, we're not. Gosh darn it! You made me segue into that, didn't you?
I've been at this game a while.
Yeah, we set the fastest lap of the race at a race here at Sebring, and Doc Waldrop surpassed us by doing a 30-second faster lap than us, and we still don't know how he did that.
It came in at a 2:04. And we knew it was bogus, obviously, but my favorite part was a local paper here said, in case you think these ChampCar racers are a bunch of hacks, notice that the Brew Crew racing team turned in a 2:04, which equals about the same speed that a GTLM car can do around here. So, of course, I never let Bill forget that.
No, he does not.
That was our very first race.
Yeah.
It's like, we're setting track records. We got this ChampCar thing all
And what
figured
sucks
out.
is when you go and look at the results of the race, your name still shows up there.
Yep. Don't think I don't check early and often. But, I was wondering what we were going to see out here. Most of the teams, Troy has the fastest lap in the Biohazard MR2 that we've recorded here.
That was with Randy Popes driving it.
Yeah. So, and most of those times are right around the 2:30 mark, and I surmise that we might see a faster lap here since the temperatures are cooler. The teams have less distance to go, this being a 7-hour race versus the shortest race we've done before here was a 10-hour race. And, we listen to these teams when they give us suggestions. They said, look, a 10-hour race isn't worth us going down there. We can't get enough rental drivers to justify the cost. Why don't you make it like a 777? And Mike Chiswick listened, and the Sebring date was available to run a 777 here. So
took us a little bit to convince him, but we got it. Love the sound of these cars going down the front straightaway with the echoes coming off the walls and the garage. It is really loud. This is not like it was a couple of weeks ago in California where we were limited to everybody whispering at that track. And this track is the absolute total opposite with everybody just wide open. And it's sounding like real race cars out there.
Is that the sun I see peeking through into the cockpit?
Yes. We just got the cloud just pulled back over on top of us, but we are seeing blue sky right now out of the ChampCar Live studio window.
Of course, we'd like to thank the Sebring Chamber of Commerce for these blue skies today.
Yes.
That was very nice of them to accommodate us.
Yeah, now they have to pay us,
Oh, cool. So you mean we get paid this week?
Well, it's a couple bucks. Every time you mention the word Sebring Chamber of Commerce. I'm kidding. So we're riding along. Who are we riding along with there, Paulie?
We're on board with the Ho Chunk team.
And they've done quite well. They're in third place now. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep, third place. EC vehicle. It's not a car. It's not a truck. It's not a SUV. What is that? What would you call that?
A Cherokee, I think is what Tiffany called it.
That's right, Cherokee.
Looks like Lightning Motorsports had some unexpected issues on track, came in, changed the fuel pump, and went back out with someone named Paul Light driving the car. So there's an update from Tiffany.
So it says Jeep Cherokee, folks, but for you folks just coming on, that's kind of a Jeep Cherokee. It's mostly a Lexus SC400 with a Cherokee body on top of it. And surprisingly,
I don't know if I go along with that.
Huh?
It's not really mostly because the driveline's Jeep, right?
No, the driveline, it's only the shell that is the Jeep. The whole chassis is the SC400.
Okay. Did you see under the hood?
Yep, it's a complete SC400.
Okay, you saw the logos and everything.
Yep, and the engine has an AMC logo on it, which caught me off guard. First of all,
That's what I saw.
Yeah, when Chrysler bought AMC, I was working for Chrysler, and I remember getting one on the lot. And the local AMC dealer shut up, and they sent all their cars to our dealership. And I remember looking under the hoods of those cars, some of those V8 cars and the V6 cars. And I never saw an engine like that. It just seemed so odd to me. But the AMC logo just kept throwing my mind for a loop. And I'm like, oh, my God, when did AMC do fuel injection? And then somebody said SE400. It's like, oh, that makes sense now. I was totally lost when I looked under the hood of that thing.
So we had one of our viewers over on our Facebook, watching on Facebook, said, all I see are commercials. Well, we run commercials every 30 minutes for our sponsors, and our sponsors help us get this broadcast on air. If you want more commercials, I would suggest you tune into NASCAR, where you see a commercial every 2 laps.
Let's not make fun of the competition. Come on.
Nah, they're not competition for us. We're having fun.
Yeah, they and it also allows our crew to take a little break, get our thoughts together, and review some things offline.
Which means, in short, Bill goes and finds more donuts, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah.
The Army travels on its stomach.
Yes. I'm not going to talk bad about that.
So anyway, that's why we run commercials. So if we didn't run commercials, you wouldn't see anything. So pick your poison, as it were.
But hey.
But we appreciate you watching.
Yeah. Just don't come in every half hour.
Yeah. Yeah, at the top of the hour,
come in at
30 minutes.
Come
you can
in
take
5
a
minutes.
5-minute break.
Yep.
Go fix yourself a sandwich. Go to the restroom.
Don't work on your race car.
No.
Do not work on your race car during the show.
Oh no, you can work on.
We all ask that. All the racers.
We got a lot of guys listen to us while they're working on their
especially if
cars.
your name is Trulio. Or any of the other top teams. Don't work on your cars. You don't need to. Got some more black flags going on here. So if you're local here listening to our show, come on out. It's free if you access outside pit lane. If you want to get on pit lane, it's $20 for the weekend.
You can't go to a movie for $20, and they $20, and they last like 2 hours.
Yeah, and you have access to pretty much all the track for free. So come on down, watch some good racing.
Bring a picnic basket.
Yeah, picnic.
They, Sebring's been upgrading the track, so they have their new bridge. It's a flatbed rail car that they have put between 2 big concrete pinions. What do you call it? Abutments? I don't know. So anyway, that's going to make access for the fans that come out here for the 12 hours of Sebring a lot easier. Because this is a big track. It's a long hike out to the back of the course, and this way gives you a shortcut.
I think it also allows access to the club course too, doesn't it?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
During the race, so yeah, it's looking pretty good over there.
Yeah.
It has some elevation change, which this place, the only elevation change you see here is in your suspension.
Yeah. As you go from concrete pad to concrete pad. I think we roughly calculated at 2,000 feet of elevation changes.
Yeah, throughout the race.
On board with Birmingham Racing, the number 55 Lexus SC300 in P5.
That's interesting. They are leading, or they're up there. They're in second place over non-EC cars, right? Birmingham.
I've got them in third.
Yeah, crowd control, a D-class car.
Oh, there we go.
They're in third place. So our top 2 teams are both the EC class. Glazed and Confused doing very well in that A-class Miata. I think they're holding 1 car back for tomorrow. They've had 3 Miatas on the entry list. We got Birmingham, level 1, and that's a top Miata looking to move up into the championship at Charlotte. I might have mentioned that before.
Yeah, a lot of teams on pit lane have brought multiple cars and basically have a backup car, or they're running 1 today and 1 tomorrow.
Yep. BSI Racing, that's another car that's looking to move into the championship. We got Jackie X. Unfortunately, they lost the motor, I believe, in the 66 car.
They said it was a new engine, and I think it was like 4th or 5th lap, maybe it went kaboom. So, yeah.
He's kaboomed here before, but they're always a top contender here.
They're up there now, aren't they? Top 10?
Yes,
they were
are.
A little earlier.
The Jackie X car, the number 935, Jackie X car. It's Team Jackie X. The 935 in that familiar martini livery is running in 9th. Yep. So KSR, they've dropped down to 12th place. They were running up as high as what? 2nd, I believe.
Yep.
They're running good. Pistol Stars out there in that Porsche. Good, Bad, and Ugly. That's, of course, Bill Riley's. He's managing that team this weekend. Tuttle Motorsports, their one remaining entry, the 107, has been, I don't know if they've got that car back out on track.
Turn 15 yellow.
So Tuttle's got that 108 machine in 17th place. Ed and his team Infinity, that's that automatic J30. Always does well here and pretty much wherever he goes. A lot of top 5 finishes. They're running in 18th place. And Crank Anchors.
Car 999, driver's right, limping around track.
So Tyler's car is running in 20th after running out of fuel right before they stopped before that mandatory 2-hour driver change. They just did a little bit of miscalculation, ran out on the back straight, and limped that car back into the pits to get fueled up and ready to go again.
All right, well, I got a message here from Sam Miner. Sam is with Low Tide Motorsports, and they're sponsoring the broadcast this weekend. Low Tide Motorsports. He just wanted to ask if I could talk about the company a little bit. Like everyone to know that they have 27 race weekends booked already for 2019 across all our current series that we run. He said, I get a lot of inquiries weekly about events, and I need teams to contact me now and get on our schedule. It's easier for me to add them now and remove them later than try to add them at the last minute.
Sure. They're a very busy team. They offer all levels of support, from transporting your car to crewing it, wrenching on the car. They are based in Savannah, Georgia, but as Sam pointed out, he's going to be the next 3 weekends down here in Florida. So I don't know how many people Sam has with us. Probably all depends on what services you require, but I'm sure he can support multiple teams.
Yeah, well, he says here he has multiple crews at many races this year, so if they see that we're booked for a weekend, doesn't mean that we can't add their team also. So,
right.
And so, Sam, thanking you for that. So, again, the message from Sam at Low Tide Motorsports, if you'd like to have them support you for a race or a race weekend, make sure you get scheduled in early, so that way they can get you on the books. Plus, it just makes it easier for them.
Sam's just a great guy, too. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with him, but even when you just talk to him, he's like, yeah, this is a racer.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Yep.
Another one of those helicopter guys. And so much thanks to him. A great guy, as you said. We got a chance to talk to him on ChampCar Jive, and there's a nice video you can check out on our YouTube channel, champcar.live, if you want to see that interview. So again, that's lowtidemotorsports.com. Go to their website and get scheduled in. So we're on board with KSR right now. They came in, made their pit stop. They're back out on the racetrack.
That looked like the Matt Connolly Motorsports BMW that he just passed there. Couldn't really tell, but that's a silver late model BMW. Haven't seen where that M6 is running. Not really familiar with that team.
Ho-Chunk up in 4th right now in their EC class Jeep Cherokee.
You're doing good with that.
Family Tradition Racing. That's that BMW M6.
Yeah. I would like to see that car.
It looks good. It's black. I don't particularly care for
black
race cars. They don't photograph well. I've already spoken to Birmingham Racing about that. But
I know a lot of people don't like white race cars for some reason.
White race cars are difficult too because, it's of course cameras are much more sophisticated now than when I was out there shooting on the IMSA circuit and other races. But black cars and white cars, they're at the extreme end of the spectrum, so it's hard to get them metered correctly. Now, of course, with the modern cameras that they have now, I quit shooting when they went digital. I just didn't offer any thrills for me.
What do you think about yellow cars?
Yellow car, hate them. Absolutely hate them. Can't stand them.
I was just wondering.
I refuse to shoot them.
What about green ones?
Wait. Sorry, I was
Green
working
ones?
and I just heard something. Sounded
No,
derogatory towards certain.
No, never, Bill. Never. No,
So-
I like yellow cars. They show up well.
So, Bill, you probably didn't know this, but there's a Toyota MR2 that's out there this weekend.
Oh, I know it's out there. I was going to try and go all weekend without saying
Oh, no
that
way.
word.
You can't. I'll bet you on that. You cannot go an entire broadcast without mentioning MR2. You want to take that bet?
I had hate mail sent to me about
Hate
the
mail?
amount of times that I mentioned that per hour.
Really?
There's a whole group of people that's nothing better to do but to sit out there and count
just write.
the times that I say
Oh,
Yeah.
that word.
That
how do you like that?
Wow. A lot of hate out there.
It's all right. It wasn't hate mail. It was funny mail.
Yeah.
But, So
Well,
I said, I'm not going to say it. I don't care if the whole field is Toyota, whatever you call them, and I'm not going to say it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if he
Were
wins,
those
I won't
postmarked
say
out
it.
of Angier, North Carolina?
Now, what was that?
was that mail postmarked?
Yeah,
from
the IP
Angier?
addresses from Angier, North Carolina. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to step away for a quick break. You're watching ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back, everyone, to Sebring International Raceway, the New Year's celebration here. It's the ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. You're watching ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. 68 laps have been turned so far. Team Salem Salt leading the way in their Porsche Cayman, with Crowd Control Racing in their Ford Mustang in second. It's a Cobra. Glazed and Confused, number 2, is in third. And Hot Chunk in fourth. We're on board with them now, with Level 1 Racing in fifth in their Miata. Oh, looks like Discovery Parts has a clearance table. So it looks like they must be at the racetrack this weekend. We've got some other things to bring to you. Looks like Parts Badger is running, but the camshaft broke. Oh my gosh. They're just gone from bad to worse. They lost the transmission on the first lap, and now they've broken a camshaft. Unbelievable. So car 234 listed with heavy smoking. So car 234, that would be not on my list. Car number 20, Dragging Exhaust. That's Panzer Racing in their 325 IS. And they've been subsequently meatballed. There's also an alert sent out about keeping the fire lane clear. So if you're listening to the broadcast, watching, and you're out there, don't be in the way of the fire lane. You got to keep that clear.
So RJ Till's asking me which cars did I find difficult to shoot. The concrete tracks with black cars are extremely hard to shoot because you've got a huge contrast range. The Miami Grand Prix was hard to shoot. That was held at Biscayne Park. So a black car on asphalt or a black car on concrete is extremely difficult to shoot. So there's no good circumstance. You know, RJ's experience is all digital. Mine, of course, since I'm an old fart, is all film. But it's hard to get that contrast range compressed.
Right. Looks like Birmingham, too, putting ice in the cooler, too. So must be a little bit warm inside the Lexus, Doc.
Yeah, it's we've got a lot of blue sky now. It's we've got typically kind of puffy white clouds, but the track is bathed in sunshine right now. I like that, bathed in sunshine. That sounds almost poetic, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So no, it's turned out to be a beautiful day. As we expected it would. We've got, I think, last time I checked, about a 20% chance of rain. I don't see that happening, or if it does, it'll be a real quick shower. And of course, with nice breeze blowing and stuff, that water, if we do get any rain, will evaporate in no time at all. And of course, in Florida, it can rain on one side of the street and not on the other. And being a long course, it could rain in one corner and not on the rest of the track. So, but I don't think I see any clouds capable of producing rain yet.
Chris Curry over on our YouTube channel commented, this whole racing program is awesome. Would love to do it sometime when I have time and no work. Maybe when I retire. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, I don't know what your schedule looks like, but there's different ways you can get into the series and go racing without having to spend as much time as some of these other guys that have fielded their own cars. There's a lot of teams that are arrive and drive teams. They're renting seats out. So all you need is your suit, and a weekend.
The other great way to dip your feet in the pond and see if you want to dive right in is, of course, become one of our pit road marshals. They get credit for their service, and what you're doing is you're monitoring teams really on pit road to make sure that they're adhering to all of our rules about fueling, visors being down, catch cans being placed before you crack open the gas cap, and that fire extinguisher guy is dedicated only to that fire extinguisher. We ask that he be placed about 8 feet away or so from the gentleman doing the fueling. So if there is indeed an incident, you don't get involved in that incident. So you get racer credits onto your account. It's a fun way to see what the good teams are doing on their pit stops and what to avoid. You can, during breaks or after the race and stuff like that, you can talk to the teams. It's like, hey, how do I get involved? But that's an excellent way to meet some of the top teams and find out what they're doing right, and look at some of the teams that don't quite have their stuff together and learn what not to do. And it can save you a considerable amount of money. The other thing I would advise is, if you are going to campaign your own car and you're a first time with ChampCar, is to hire like Low Tide Motorsports. I mean, these guys, just by listening to them and their advice, can save you a lot of money in wrong equipment purchases. It's like, well, that was money wasted. So.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just different ways you can get involved is the point we're trying to make. You don't have to feel like it has to be a huge time commitment. And that's why there's a lot of guys that aren't retired, like me, that are able to keep, get out there and race. So, yeah, check it out. Check out the website. Go to champcar.org, champcar.org, and check out the website. There's a lot of great information there. The rule book is there if you want to read that. It's always a good idea.
Yeah.
And come on out, volunteer like Doc suggested. You'll learn a lot. And if you have other questions, you can email to info@champcar.org and get your questions answered.
I mean, we feed our volunteers. We feed and water them in the hopes that they will grow. But anyway, it's a great, all the people out here are so friendly. And a lot of teams I talked to last night, they love this 7-7 format because earlier in the year, we have a lot of 14-hour races. So your Friday night is spent setting up your pit. Of course, Saturday, the race starts early. And then after the race, it ends at 10 p.m. or so. You're busy packing up. So you really don't get to talk, to anybody other than your immediate pit neighbors. And last night, it was fun to watch all the people staying here at Chateau Alon out at the track, getting to meet y'all. It's like, yeah, we had a great battle at so-and-so track. I remember that car. So it was a lot of fun. I think they really enjoy this 7-7 format and the 8+7s. So, we're going to get out of here at 4 o'clock. We're going to have impound until 4:30. We wait and do the trophy presentations till Sunday, and we do both days then. But, you get out of the track, maybe you got some little work to do on the car. You want to do a nut and bolt check and find out how many are missing, of course, from Sebring. Because it does shake those nuts and bolts out. So you do a nut and bolt check. You're out of the track at 6 p.m. tops. So you can go hang out with the other racers. There's some suggestions that Don Jose's is the place to go. We went to a great little restaurant last night, and there's some racers stopped by and said hi. It's a lot of fun to talk to these other guys and see what car they're running and what their experience has been. So it's been a lot of fun. That's half the reason I come down to Sebring is, you can put faces together with the cars that are running and the cars that we talk about on ChampCar Live.
Yeah. So hope you look into that, Chris. So tell us where you're at, where you live. There's some of these tracks are really great for a first timer if you don't have any racing experience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can race at any of the tracks without experience. That's one of the nice things about ChampCar.
You do have to attend the well-orchestrated novice meeting. Dana holds, I think, one of the best ones. And, he mixes in enough humor where the drivers pay attention. It's not just blah, 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 blah. My favorite part of his meeting is probably the discussion on black flags. A black flag with a big orange circle in it means I have a problem with your car, and a solid black flag means I have a problem with you. So that always gets a great laugh, and everybody's kind of tired from setting up their pits, and it keeps the drivers paying attention if you mix a little humor in there, which is about all we have on ChampCar Live to keep them entertained.
That's all we have left to offer.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you get, folks.
Looks like the Tuttle Motorsports machine slowing and pulling to the inside of the racetrack.
Is that, I guess that's the 108 car?
He's having some trouble. I noticed, there was a car went blasting by him, so when we switched cameras, I could see there was another one. Looks like he's starting to wheel her into the pits, maybe? No, maybe not.
No, he is a little slow. He just passed by our window entering turn 1, and he's on well outside, and it does not look like he's under full song, as it were. But yeah, at the novice meeting, you'll learn how we conduct pit stops, what the various flags mean. And I think most people know those, but it's always nice to have a refresher. We do things a little bit different than some series simply because we have huge car counts.
Oh, Birmingham too.
Uh-oh.
Stranded on the racetrack. Let's see if we
no.
can find out what's...
Now the Tuttle car, they're going down, entering that hairpin. They look back up to speed. Where was Birmingham Racing? They were up there, weren't they?
Sebring Parkway on 27. Sebring Parkway on 27.
He's telling them where to go to AutoZone and get a part for him.
It's already paid for.
The part's already paid for. So this must be something that they knew they were having a problem with. But maybe they couldn't get to the store to pick it up and get it on the
so
car.
They called ahead, made sure they had it.
So a problem is cropped up on the SC300. Oh, he's talking about a fuel pump.
A fuel pump?
Yes, sir.
We've had our issues with those.
So that's the latest from the Birmingham camp. And they're going to begin falling down the standings now.
I see the number 46. That's that John Allen special car out on track. I believe, looking at their driver lineup, the next driver that should be getting into the car is Jackie Sides, our normal pace car driver.
All right, Jackie, go get him.
She's going to make her debut in wheel-to-wheel racing with ChampCar. We wish her the best.
She's probably looking forward to just passing people for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Jackie will get to pass people for a change rather than gathering up the field.
There you go.
Dana was pointing out that actually, even as the pace car driver, she's run down the leader several times. So I certainly wish them the best because they are my ride home back to Lake Hartwell in Georgia. I rode down with Justin Lipson and Michael Bull. So we had a great time driving down here until we found the 13 miles of I-75 that was completely shut down. But, we talked a lot about what's going on in the series. We listened to the Dinner with Racers podcast with Derek Bell, so that was a lot of fun. But generally had just a great old time. And that John Allen special car, it's mostly being driven by members of Running Bulls, Andrew Sides, Michael Bulls, and of course Jackie, who we were just talking about. Their car is currently in the frame shop getting repaired from a rather ugly weekend at Barber for both our teams, Brew Crew and Running Bulls. We both had contact with the wall. Dana sent us both a bill. So we've each bought a section of guardrail, which will be painted in Brew Crew colors and hung upon our wall of shame in the shop. It turns out Tiffany's a great friend of the poor lady that was working the flag stand in turn one when I hit the guardrail right next to her station. She's going to try and get me that piece of guardrail and sign it for me.
Yeah, I wondered if you'd have the opportunity to sign that guardrail.
Yeah,
since you paid for it.
Of it. Yeah. And like I said, we may have to clean out some room on the wall of shame because it now has yet another hood lid. It's going to have a rear quarter clip that we've got to chop off the car. Another set of fenders up there. So we're looking at moving into a larger space with Flying Wrench Motorsports. Because we need more room because of this one driver I have, this Doc guy, can't seem to keep his car on the track. You have certain, like in horse racing, you have horses that are known as mudders, that do well in sloppy track conditions. Doc is not a mudder.
Oh my gosh. Wait till you see the size of the guy that just got into the Jeep.
Yeah.
He is a monster.
Big old dude, huh?
Look how big this guy is in that car.
Yeah.
He's just got to do the man spread just to steer it.
Well, that is a rather large body on that car, so.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a lot bigger than the other guys that are driving that car.
Right. That might be why they chose that car. You probably wouldn't want to choose a Miata then.
Looks like we're going to get a camera into the Tyler Pedersen machine.
Oh, cool. Into crank anchors. I believe that's the camera that was taken out of one of the TLM cars, Paulie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That
Correcto.
86, that Brian, I believe that 86, I don't have them listed, but it looks like that MR2 is going slow on track, much like Bill's car normally does.
Oh.
Yeah, I did that. I went there.
Birmingham being pulled behind the wall again, much like Bill's car, right?
Yeah, I saw them being towed back out on the off the course, not under power.
So it's Team Salem Salt leading the race now, out about a minute over Crowd Control Racing, who is effectively the leader of the race in P2 in their Ford Cobra. In P3, it's Level 1 Racing. Then it's Team Jackie Yates in the 935. Hey,
my last remaining hope.
Now, wouldn't this be kind of a redemption for them if they came out with the win here after losing the engine in their sister car?
Well, they've done that before. So in being a smart team, a veteran team, they've shifted all their resources to the remaining car. I mean, they've got great drivers. They have hours and hours of seat time. And the one thing I notice, when we go to their in-car cameras, those guys are so smooth with their steering inputs.
They should have called it blow chunks instead of hoe chunk. That would be my race team. Although I don't get sick in the car, but I used to race with a guy, and the owner had trouble with motion sickness, which was kind of unusual.
Several of our guys do. I know Rich Sonato has problems with motion sickness in a car. I do well as long as I'm not in the back seat.
There you go.
But I mean, one thing that tears me up is when I lived out in California, earthquakes. I would get violently ill.
Ugh.
I like my terra firma.
Oh yeah. No, I can see that.
Firma being the operative word there. I was sitting on a Burbank overpass when the Whittier quake hit, and you could see the ground rolling. And I just kind of opened up the door and threw up. Between eyeing the guy that was next to me, we were on this high overpass, probably 100 feet off the ground, and he was in a convertible also, and we kept nervously looking at each other like, well, I'm not going to get out unless you get out. But yeah, that was just truly frightening. KSR Performance and Fabrication, they rock. Yes, they do, Ryan Quinn. It was good to see. We talked to him briefly last night at the hotel as he got in rather late. He was a late addition to the field, but always a strong runner here. I see a car being towed out on the back straight, and it's orange. I wonder if that is the Tuttle, the other Tuttle. I think it is.
Now we've got the one Tuttle machine where, that's not it. Here we go. Yeah, their video's been turned off, so it looks like maybe they did lose power. They're actually in the freeze
part of the track from me, so
the freeze frame we have stuck here is actually showing the Birmingham Lexus to the right. It's like they something must be wrong with that part of the racetrack. We got cars dying left and right over there.
Yeah, that is the Tuttle machine. He's on the far part of the course, but recognize that orange car. He's got a tribute to a daughter he lost, unfortunately, and I can see that on the car,
which is always sad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So the message I got from Tiffany regarding Birmingham is they ran the car out of fuel, and that ruined the fuel pump. I've never heard of that, but I guess that makes sense. Lack of lubrication if you got a constant on
cooling for it.
Yeah, but I haven't heard of Lexus street cars that would just burn up a fuel pump because they ran out of gas.
Yeah, I know next to nothing about SC300s. Hell, I don't even know enough about 325 ISs that I run.
Well, I used to work at a Toyota Lexus dealership back when those cars were coming out, so I know a little bit about them.
Just enough to make you dangerous?
As usual.
You
A
know,
mile wide and an inch deep. That's me.
Yeah, that's what I tell people is, I know just enough to get me into trouble, but not enough to get me out.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful. I love that.
For instance, me on this broadcast.
So Birmingham behind the wall as well. And they've got to deal with that fuel pump.
Yeah, I guess they've sent somebody to the Advanced Auto Parts or something. They called ahead and ordered one, and now they've got somebody going out to pick one up. And again, I mean, we're going to race here. The needle goes back down to 0 after today's race, and we race again tomorrow.
So the current standings are, we've got Team Salem Salt leading the race in their EC class Porsche Cayman. We've got Crowd Control Racing in their Ford Mustang in second. We've got Level 1 Racing in third. KSR Flat Out Racing in fourth. Good, Bad, and Ugly in fifth. Team Jackie Yakes in the 935 car is in sixth. Backwoods Racing in seventh. Agent Chrome is in eighth. Pistol Star Racing in their Porsche is 9th. Kentron Racing is in 10th. Glace and Confused moves to 11th, and Team Infinity, who's passed 44 cars so far for position, finds themselves in 12th spot.
That's, of course, Ed in that automatic J30, who's got many top 5 finishes. I don't think Ed's ever got an overall win. But he's certainly out there trying. It's fun to watch that automatic go around this track.
So we've reached the bottom of the hour. We're going to step away and take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. You're watching ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Sorry guys, got a mouthful of food. Looks like everybody else stepped away too. Hey Doc.
Oh, okay. Well, Dana's graciously ordered us lunch up here, so we expect it pretty soon. I'm going to send you a fun shot here. I don't know. You may want to use it. You may not want to. But it's the Tuttle team gathered around the 108, looking it over, trying to figure out what exactly has happened to that car. So let's see. What can we talk about?
Well, we're on board with Crank Yankers Racing right now.
Yep, they're slowly climbing back after running out of fuel earlier. Let's see. I don't see him quite up in that top 15.
My buddy Nathan Gardner, who's one of the principal owners of the Premium Dudes team.
Yeah.
I raced with earlier this year. We won that race out at Brainerd International.
You won? Did you? You didn't get a trophy for that, did you?
Yeah, in fact, they did. Did you not know about that? Yeah,
no, I think that escaped me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it.
There's a picture of me being just really dumbfounded that you didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it.
But no, he said on a street car, if it starts sucking air, the engine shuts off, and so does the pump. With a surge tank, the pump will suck air for up to 2 laps while the surge tank depletes and keeps the engine and the pumps running. Well, that makes sense. Nathan's another one of you fine engineers out there who race in the series, and so thanks, Nathan, for bringing that to light. That makes a lot more sense how a pump could damage itself on one of our race cars.
Of course, Nathan runs a BMW 325 IS, much like I do, only he's successful with his car. But
E30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking through some information here. Number 4 Chrysler alternator changing. Looks like they're changing the alternator on that car. It was going bad, so they're going to change it before the battery gets kilt.
Kilt being another technical term that we use here.
The number 861 car is being identified as right rear wheel looks to be wobbling on that machine. It's identified by one of the corner workers. That's the MR2 that's out here this weekend, Team Karma. See if we can get some audio on Tyler's car. There we go. Now, these guys started out the race well. They worked their way up into the top 10, as I recall. And then they ran out of fuel on the back stretch. They managed to get the car limped into the pits and get fuel in that car. And they found themselves down in 20th spot. And I'm just looking through. Looks like they're in 24th right now. So they've dropped 13 spots since the start of the race.
I'm in total recovery mode here, Paulie. I've managed to screw up my lap charts.
Okay, that's fine. You do whatever maintenance you need to do there. So it's 3:20 left in the race. It's a 7-hour race this weekend, today, and a 7-hour race tomorrow. We're at Sebring, Florida, for a total of 14 hours of endurance racing in the ChampCar Endurance Series, presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. It's the New Year's celebration, we're calling it here on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Bill Strong, Doc Waldrop, Tiffany Alexander, and myself, Paul Veltum, bringing you full-length race coverage again this weekend from the beautiful state of Florida. We have a packed house this weekend of racers, 80 teams from all over the U.S. and Canada to compete on this 3.5-mile road circuit, 17 turns, constructed on an active airport for private and commercial traffic from an old airfield here in Sebring, Florida, Hendricks Field.
Yeah, I believe this was used for primarily B-24s and B-17 long-range bombers, if I remember my history correctly. And of course, the car's configuration has been changed many times over the years. It's been running in its current configuration for quite some time, but of course, back in the 50s and 60s, the back straight, there weren't a lot of lights here, so a lot of teams kind of overran the final corner leading back onto the course. And I was like, I've been out here for a long time, and realized the errors of their ways. And oftentimes other drivers would just follow them.
Now we're on board with Ho Chunk in their 1986 Jeep Cherokee, as we're calling it, because it's mostly a Lexus SC400 with the V8 power plant that they put in the cars back then. I bet they took out the seat heaters, though.
You never know.
They
Driver
dropped a
king. We could have used some seat warmers at Barber.
I've never had a problem with being too cold in a race car.
Generally, you can, yeah. In fact, sometimes drivers will beg to get in the car so they can get warmed up.
It's got a 1986 Jeep Cherokee body on top of it. It looks really great. And so it's definitely charmed a lot of people here this weekend.
Me for one.
Me for two, and Bill likes it too. I think that's why we put a camera in the car. We wanted to follow him around this weekend. We often put a camera in the Super Beetle too that's out here, but they're not out here this weekend, so driver's scooping up a little bit of air. Yeah.
I mean, they pulled off, what was it, a less than 15-minute engine change on pit road. Of course, by ChampCar rules, if any work you do on the car takes longer than 30 minutes, you're required to go back to the paddock and get off the active pit lane. And, they wheeled out an engine there. And if you know anything about an air-cooled VW engine, there's basically 4 bolts holding the engine in. So they had it changed in less than 15 minutes, and we're back out on track.
Yeah, and those guys are well practiced, so it was pretty funny. They managed to pull that off. Nick shout in the car in the crank yankers machine. They're working that BMW around the racetrack. Another E30 that's out here this weekend, as we call it.
There's not a whole lot of BMW E30s out here, what we normally see.
A very successful platform, though, in ChampCar especially.
Oh, absolutely. Those in Miatas, I mean, and to a certain extent, the 944, because they all have spec series that feed cars into our series. When the guys are tired of doing 20 minutes, they can come out here and do 2 hours in the car at a time. So...
Level 1 Racing, Agent Chrome, Pistol Star Racing, and Team Infinity all shown not turning laps right now. They may be in the pits. Team Jackie Yates in the pits along with Good, Bad, and Ugly, who have tumbled down to 4th. It was a team that was much higher in the standings. By the way, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, they've set the fastest lap time of the day, and they've broke the 230 barrier with a 229.5.
Pretty impressive lap.
It is pretty stout. The leader just turned to 247. That's Team Salem Salt in the Porsche Cayman that's here this weekend. So they are the ceremonial leader of the race, I guess you might say. They're not eligible for the overall win.
I left a reference sheet that I had put together for the broadcast, being the consummate professional that I am. But I believe that 229.502 is a faster lap than Troy set in the Biohazard MR2 as the fastest lap around Sebring. I think Troy's was like I want to say a 229 high nines, just barely under that 229 or 230 mark. So I think Good, Bad, and the Ugly is taking the ChampCar honors. Of course, they're well behind Brew Crew Racing with a 204 here in 2014. But, these guys, they try.
They try. Good, Bad, and the Ugly, a Chevy Camaro that's here this weekend. So it's Team Salem. Then it's Crowd Control Racing in their Ford Mustang in 2nd. KSR Flat Out in 3rd. Team Jackie Yates in 4th. Glazed and Confused in 5th. Level 1 Racing in 6th, Agent Chrome in 7th, Ketron Racing in 8th, BSI Racing in 9th, and TLM Racing, the 168 car, in 10th spot. 3 hours, 12 minutes shown remaining on the clock.
So we're
81
over
laps
halfway.
turned. Yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
It seems like we just got here this morning.
Indeed. Yeah, we're putting a bow on this year. It's been an amazing race season, And it's going to be even more amazing next year, Doc. You got to say, 2019. The ChampCar Endurance Series will make history once again as ChampCar will debut at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. ChampCar will make history at the Speedway with the longest running race ever held at the Brickyard. And we're going to do it twice. ChampCar will have 2 10-hour races that weekend. So if you join us, it's going to be amazing. You'll have more track time in a single day's event than any event ever in the history of the second oldest racetrack in the world, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
And of course, I've already forgotten, what's the oldest race? Monza?
No, it's what was it called?
It's one of the Italian tracks, right? Imola?
No, I'll have to look it up.
No. Oh, I should have taken notes.
Back on board with KSR. KSR right now in a solid spot in P3 for a car that almost wasn't even brought to the racetrack this weekend. A last-minute entry by the KSR team. Working their way through very fast turns 17 out here. Onto the front straightaway. There's the Jeep Cherokee just off to the right.
Great video.
Wow, you talk about hitting the brakes. And KSR will just come flying by on the left side here.
So Tyler's saying the purple unicorn in the Crank Anchors car was a gift from GMS Racing. That's Ghetto Motorsports.
I wondered what that was.
Yeah. So Tyler's getting in a little decorating. I'm surprised he added that many pounds to the car. You know, he ran that car as unfinished because the paint weighed so much. And now, of course, he's gone completely off the deep end and glittered the car.
And throwing unicorns inside.
Yeah. But Tyler's lost it. Well, he never had it, but...
You got to have it to lose it. That's right.
Exactly. So he brought his lovely wife, Sadie, down here this weekend. So, and he brought me, you know, Tyler and I had a little thing going on guessing who was going to win the race. And of course I won a heads up bet, and he brought me a awesome Belgian ale. So, and that's been on ice since yesterday. I suppose I will probably crack that little puppy open this evening and settle down and watch the team I love to hate, the Alabama Crimson Tide. But, you know, they're SEC, so I got to root for them. As much as I hate to admit that. I can't even believe I said it. They're, of course, coached by Nick Saban. Okay, so we got a report from Andrew Sides. His lovely wife, Jackie, our normal pace car driver, is in the John Allen Special 46.
Hey.
So kick ass out there, Jackie.
She's on track. What a great way to finish up the year, to come out to Sebring and bring in the new year.
Yeah.
And turn in some laps at one of the greats, Sebring International. On board with Crank Anchors Racing. Crank Anchors was up into the top 10, if I recall correctly. They're in 21st spot right now, working their way back up the standings after coming in for a pit stop and running out of fuel on the, I believe it was the previous stint.
Yep, just a little bit of miscalculation on their part. So they're busy trying to recover from that.
Well, he hasn't raced here before with this car. I'm not sure he's ever raced here ever. So
no, I don't think he has. But
no, he said this was his. He told me this was his first time. So this is a big deal, and you're going to have to figure out what your car's doing. And really, it hurt them, but it wasn't like they got stranded out there 2 miles from home and had to wait for a truck.
Road, so.
Right.
But it dropped him well down, and he needs that good finish here either today or tomorrow to move up into those championship standings. He's 2 points out of the top 75.
I said Milwaukee Mike. I don't think that's right. Greg's saying Milwaukee Mike, oldest track. It's
the Milwaukee Mile.
That might be in the United States, but I'm talking about in the world. I can never remember the name of it.
Brookings.
That's it.
I found that brain cell.
There we go.
He was hiding. As most of my brain cells do. Whenever I start talking, it's like a switch.
But Milwaukee Mile might be the oldest one in the United States. I don't know.
It's been around. I mean, of course, it was a fairgrounds.
This one here is one of the oldies too. This is I think it was 55, but don't quote me on that. I've done so many of these history videos, which I rarely show anymore.
Right.
They all kind of run together because there were so many of these tracks that were built around that same time.
Right. Well, I mean, all the servicemen had come home from World War II, from Europe, where, sports car racing was relatively well established. Le Mans started back up after the hiatus during the war years. And so all these servicemen came back, and they had all fallen in love with the English sports cars of the time, the old Jaguars, MGs, and that sort of thing. So, sports car tracks and sports car racing in general flared up here in the United States. So you had, you had Watkins Glen that was run on the city streets. You had, of course, Monterey, which was run on the city streets. It's now, of course, Monterey is home to Laguna Seca, WeatherTech Laguna Seca Raceway. So you had these sports car racings cropping up everywhere. And here was a more or less abandoned airfield that was used to train pilots. And I don't know who came up with the idea. I'm sure we could look it up in our copious amounts of free time. But a race sprung up here, and it's been run ever since.
Well, as the history reports, there was, when they were running on the streets out there at Watkins Glen in that area, there was a boy that was struck and killed tragically, and that's when the law said, wait a minute, you guys need to move the race cars onto a purpose-built facility. No more of this.
Right.
So that's when you saw this. That's why so many of these tracks were built around that same time period.
I could see that, yeah.
So Monterey, you got Laguna Seca, you've got Sebring, you've got Watkins Glen. Yeah. But Watkins Glen, I'm trying to remember if that was the track that was actually built. I'll have to go back and look at the history because
Well, it was, of course, the early host of the United States Grand Prix, the United States venue for Formula One.
Right.
All the greats race there, of what a lot of people consider probably one of the golden eras of Formula One racing, when the drivers were fat and the tires were skinny.
Oh my gosh. The Can-Am days. Jeez.
Oh,
those guys were crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, folks, I'm kind of munching down on lunch here.
That's all right. Ho Chunk Racing. Right now shown in 15th. They've dropped down quite a bit.
Hey, one of our Facebook watchers, Bill Pate, he said he participated in a 24-hour event at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway called the Hullman Challenge in 1995 with most of the crew from Team
Salem.
So that was a longer event. Record still stands, by the way. So you guys will be 4 hours short in a couple of decades.
Well, that's good to know because we weren't sure, but we were just going to run with that. But that's good to know, Bill.
I've never heard of that event.
I didn't either.
One of the premier events in long-distance sports car racing for amateurs such as us, of course, was the 24 Hours to Nelson Ledges. And all the major automotive magazines competed, against each other. And of course, the legend grew of Nelson Ledges. And now, of course, this year, ChampCar returned to Nelson Ledges after the new owners have made serious improvements to that track and continue to do so. So we were the first series to be welcomed back at that track for our 24-hour race earlier here this August. Something like that.
Yeah, that was a fun. That was a fun event. We had Tommy Burns come out with Michael Fassbender, and it was just a really cool experience.
So Cal Denise is also pointing out that Road America started on the city streets as well. I had no idea. Of course, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Right. Yeah, they were. The Road America was built shortly after, as I recall, Cal. It was in the 60s. And they got that thing done just in time to host a race that was flooded out. I can't remember if it was a Trans Am race, I believe. That's got a great history too.
Trans Am, of course, was one of my favorite series to watch. The Javelins of Team Penske and Sam Posey, Dan Gurney, of course. It was basically the road racing equivalent to NASCAR. All the big manufacturers involved. Back when race on Sunday, sell on Monday was a popular refrain among the automotive manufacturers.
So I got a message to Birmingham. Fuel pump was airlocked. Got it bled. Think we are okay. So... looks like they're back out on the racetrack now, turning laps.
Good to hear.
There they are. Sounds like it's singing along pretty good.
Well, of course, they've done some heavy thrashing on that car in the last couple of weeks after they had an incident, as well as Brew Crew Racing and Running Bulls Racing. They all had offs and damaged our car to a certain extent. All the cars are going to live to run again, though. We have it as we say at Brew Crew Racing, we haven't killed Kenny yet.
Nope. And I'm hoping it works out, so maybe I'll get a chance to drive Kenny next year for you.
That would be awesome.
Hope we can work that out. So, Bill.
Awesome.
So, by the way, some guys that are sporting. Sorry, I'm getting messages sent to me. Get off of that feed there. There we go. There are some people that are bringing compressed air into the paddock area in an air cylinder anything over 200 psi. It's important that you have a protective structure around the gauges and the valves when it's in the pit or grid area.
The ones I saw did, so this might be somebody else. I think Team Salen's run some compressed air tanks, but they had cages around the nozzle because, of course, if you knock that nozzle off in an accident, that becomes basically an unguided missile.
Yeah, it'll go through a brick wall. It'll go through
easily.
A human being. So protect your humans and put those protective caps on the heads of those tanks so that if it does fall over, it doesn't break the valve.
All right, got to do a lap count here, Paulie.
Yep, we're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment. Stay with us, everybody. You're watching the New Year's celebration here. It's the ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport. one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back to Sebring International Raceway, everyone. The New Year's Eve celebration here on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Paul Veltum, Doc Waldrop, Bill Strong, Tiffany Alexander bringing you full-length race coverage again this weekend. Right now it is Team Sail and Salt leading the race with KSR Flat Out Racing in second. Glazed and Confused is third. Crowd Control Racing fourth. Level 1 Racing in fifth spot. On board with Birmingham Racing rather, they ran the fuel tank dry. Apparently got an airlock inside the fuel pump. They got that drained and got the car back out onto the racetrack today. So the way things started out this morning, Parts Badger, who's being supported by Low Tide, fortunately for them, lost a transmission on the first lap. They brought the car in, changed the transmission, and then promptly broke the camshaft.
Oh, no.
The number 66 of Jackie Yates lost an engine. Crank Yankers Racing ran out of fuel, brought the car in. Birmingham Racing then followed at 12:20 just this afternoon, also running out of fuel and having had the car towed in. Now, the nice thing for Crank Yankers was they ran out of fuel in the back stretch, so they were able to limp into the pits, get fuel back in it, and get back out there. Now, just got a message from Connor. We got a car stopped on track in turn 13. That is car number 147, and that would be the Bucket List Racing Team in their 89 325i. Looks like there's lots of damage on the rear, so they may have backed into a wall. Your current standings right now, we've got Team Sail and Salt leading the way in their EC Class Porsche Cayman. Then it's KSR, Glazed and Confused, Crowd Control in their Mustang, Level 1 Racing in their Miata, TLM Racing, Team Jackie Yates, BSI Racing, Agent Chrome, and Backwoods Racing in P10th. And some of the other teams we've been watching, Team Sail and Mustard, the car that won at Pitt, is in 13th right now. Glazed and Confused is in 14th. Team Infinity in 15th. Ho-Chunk is in 16th. And it looks like we're going to go to caution to rescue that car that's stranded. Crank Yankers is up to 17th now after having that miscule with fuel consumption. And this is their first time here with the car, so they're trying to figure this place out this 2018 season. And, of course, we have another 7-hour race tomorrow.
Of course, I think we're going full course yellow.
Okay, that was what we're getting from Race Hero, but
yep,
we're going that's not
full
official.
Course yellow for something out on track there.
It looks like Birmingham has brought that machine back into the pits. Oh, they're heading out, actually, it looks like. So they're going to be heading out. We've got...
they're trying to pick up the leader right now with the pace car.
Low-Chuck, which is dropped significantly through the running order, through the standings since their last pit stop, down to 16th in that Lexus-powered Jeep Cherokee. Of course, it's 7 hours of racing today, again tomorrow, and then we're done for the year for 2018. We take all of January off, including that first week. We're back, I believe it's Valentine's Day weekend at Road Atlanta.
So, why we're under this full course yellow
Yes.
We've got a car that is off the track at turn 14, and they're also going to use this caution to do some other housekeeping duties out there. I've heard briefly that they may be sending out a sweeper truck to one corner to get rid of some maybe some grass, sand out on the course.
That's a great idea. Also, I see a message here on our Facebook feed. Thanks for watching over on our Facebook stream, too, by the way. From Cal saying, never start racing. Number 234, Neon, has repaired the broken axle and is getting back on track. So that's good to hear.
Great news.
Never start racing, yeah.
I'm going to try and listen in on race control and see what's going on, Paulie.
Sounds good, Doc. So I was looking at some of these teams earlier this morning, or last evening, I guess it was. And just looking, I always look through the running order to see, what are some of the more unique entries in the field. And I found a Ford Probe. That's Mopar Forever, listed as a Ford Probe that's here this weekend. Some of the other cars that are listed, there is a Toyota MR2, not terribly unusual.
And he's not terribly fast, so he is just like Bill.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
You did,
I said that on the air, didn't I?
2 Porsche Caymans
Bill,
here.
I thought I was muted.
One of the really cool cars that caught my eye, of course, was the Jeep Cherokee. But the other one that's really interesting is there's an '88 BMW M6 that's here this weekend. It's a 3.5-liter engine that comes typically in that car. It's fitted with a 3.5-liter, 256 horsepower engine. So that was interesting. There's a 370Z that's out here this weekend, a 2015 Z from Busy Guys Racing. They won the race out here last year.
So going back to that M6 that's out there,
yeah,
I had one of those when we changed. I had it as supposed to go out and take some pictures of it and stuff like that for European Car Magazine. So I had it for about a week. Took it up to the canyons around Los Angeles and stuff like that. And that car, they probably were able to take about 3,000 pounds out of that car to make it race ready. Because in the back seat, there was a full ice cooler. So your passengers could keep their beverages cold.
Right.
And, the leather was about 6 inches thick. It was comfy. Everything was, your feet. I think they had an air conditioner vent on your feet, So, yeah, I think they were able to take probably about 6,000 pounds out of that car. So it currently only weighs about 10,000 pounds. Yeah. It just oozed luxury.
Yeah. And weight.
Yeah, weight, yeah.
And money for fuel.
Yeah. But, man, the ride in that car was ridiculous.
Oh, I can imagine being that heavy.
Yeah. I had a Peugeot 504 turbo diesel at one point, and that was a comfy car. But the M6 just put it to shame. I would imagine it was much like riding in a Bentley or a Rolls Royce. It was just, you couldn't even tell you were in a car other than the fact that the window scenery changed.
If you guys have never seen an M6, you got to Google it. The front end of the car is like a throwback look to the earlier gen of BMWs. So it's got that pointy nose, whereas as the grille drops down, it cuts in dramatically. So it's a really sweet look it's like a modern throwback type look of, on a more modern car at the time with a throwback look. It was really cool.
Okay, so pit row has gotten busy. Had several cars as the main field came by. Several cars ducked into the pits. I believe one of them was our leader of the race. So the field, they've asked the pace car to go very slow. Since it is quite a long track, it takes, if the pace car came out and picked up the leader and you were the car directly in front of the leader, you're going to be a long way behind.
Right.
So, it took them a while to catch up, but yeah, they do. Where they have the sweeper out on the track, Paulie, is that turn 3-4 complex, which is a real quick series of switchbacks, as it were,
Right.
approaching the mobile bridge, which leads to the hairpin. So, and that part of the track is really slick out there, especially if there's some debris on the field. You're making some very quick steering inputs there to catch up to keep your speed, because that long right-hander that does lead to the sweeper, man, you can fly through there.
Right. Big Bend, of course, a good passing spot, and that's it's very quick through there as you head under the bridge.
Yeah, and that's of course, the turn that Chateau Alon overlooks.
We can see the cars moving through that part of the racetrack in the background.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, that'd be the background, yeah. And there's the sweeper moving ahead. As they head down to that hairpin turn, camera up in the hotel.
Hey, Paulie. While we're under this full course yellow, I have a guest up here.
Oh.
As he loses his headset. So we're going to put him on Bill's mic. Might have to lose that cowboy hat. And you have to kind of eat that microphone. So welcome to the ChampCar Live broadcast. Let's hear what you're doing here, which I think it's great things.
Yeah, well, this weekend we're here racing, having a good time. Yeah, these events are so much fun. But yeah, we were talking last night about the name of our team is Kids Racing for Life, and how that came about. And it's actually a really cool deal. One of the clubs, PBOC, they do this event called Kids Race for Life every year, where for an hour of each day of their race weekend, we take kids with life-threatening illnesses for rides in the race cars. And these are real rides. I mean, we're driving these cars 8, 9, 10s. We're moving. And
that's faster than I can get my car going.
And and some really good cars. I mean, these last year I was fortunate enough to have a gentleman hand me the keys to a Porsche Cup car to take these kids for rides, and there's radicals out there and well-built Corvettes and Vipers, and so these kids are getting some really, really, rides that
nice
that I'd like to have.
Right, exactly. I mean, any adult that's gone to Richard Petty driving experience or something like that and gone for a ride with one of their guys, trust me, we're giving these kids a better ride.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And so a handful of years ago, we had a ChampCar, couldn't decide how to paint it. And so the team decided that we're going to, paint the car white and let the kids go, have at it with a bunch of different colors and brushes and handprints and footprints, and put their dog's paw in a bucket of paint and put the paw print on the side of the car. And there's one family that comes and helps every year. They got a dog that from the time it was a puppy, every year. Well, this year we actually had 5 of the cars in one spot. So some of the kids and siblings that, and the kids that have survived, through all of this, they get to come back and, look at a car that they painted a couple years ago.
That's cool.
Because, we did that first year.
It's basically a living legend.
Yeah, it really has
legacy.
Been. Yeah. And so one of the cars that's racing this weekend here is Team Backwoods, their Mustang. Their car, the kids painted this past year. And it's just really, really cool. The first year we painted my car, and after that, I talked one of the local shops into giving me their car for the kids to paint. And then from that day forward, somebody comes to me, hey, whose car are they painting next year? So I get people come to me. I'll wait a year. I was going to repaint my car, but I'll wait till next year, and we'll do this.
Just a quick second. Looks like we're going back to green. All right, back to the story.
Yeah, so it's one of those, like you said, living legend. It's just kind of become its own thing. Those cars, we've done it 7 times. Of the 7 cars, 5 of them still have the livery.
That's cool.
Of the kids paint. So like last year we had all 5 of those. I'm sorry, we had 5 of the 7. I'm sorry. 6 of them are still painted, but one of them couldn't make it last year. That car moved up to New York, and
that's just spreading the legacy then.
Right. So that guy that brought that car up to New York, and he'll do a race up there, and people are like, "Oh, how'd that paint job come about? What, how'd you?"
That's a cool story and a well worthwhile cause.
Yeah, it's
back to green.
Well, so Doc, you you brought this guest up, but you haven't introduced him. So tell us his name. Why don't you have him give us his name and what team he's I think he gave us the name of the team.
I might have had a couple of drinks last night, and I don't want to screw up the name.
Victor Leo. With,
Victor Leo.
Team Kids Racing for Life. The Thunderbird that is currently painted like the Bill Elliott car.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've seen him at Daytona, of course, and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Number one, I live in Georgia and was a huge Bill Elliott fan, so always like seeing them.
Yeah. So
very cool.
I had a rather large time at the bar last night. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And talking about the stuff with the kids. I could talk about this day in, day out to 100 people. Yeah, I do that event with the kids, and you're coming home from that event, and it's like a complete reboot of your life, and it makes you assess everything you've done, and like you're driving home from that, and you're realizing, well, I was upset at somebody at work on Friday for what?
Right. Yeah.
What's my problem?
Yeah, and dang, I lost a fuel pump.
Right. I mean, you're here at the track and everything. It's something great.
It puts things in perspective.
Really quickly. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, those kids get out of that car. We had a child this year that the chemo and the radiation affected a lot of his nerve endings. And he actually could not, squint his face or smile or frown. He had zero control of his facial muscles, and he was embarrassed by it. And so we actually had to sort of convince him to get in the car and be here. He kind of didn't even want to be here. And the mom got him here. The parents got him here. We got him in a car. He got out of the car, and he had a smile plastered on his face.
Sweet.
That
light up the room.
Right. And only that kind of adrenaline rush or whatever. I mean, the mom took a picture and sent it to the doctor, and the doctor's, I can't explain that.
Right.
And
that's cool. I like, we were talking last night about you can't hear in a race car and that. So, they got the kids sitting next to them, next to the driver and stuff, and you can only communicate through hand signals. So, of course, they have a thumbs down for, hey, slow down, I don't, or, I think it was a point to the right to pull in or something like that. But every one of the kids, it was nothing but thumbs up, like, go faster.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Over the years, I've done so many of the different jobs, so to speak, just helping out wherever I can. That there have been years that, I wasn't taking the kids for rides in a car because there were plenty of great cars out there. So I climbed over and I was one of the ones getting the kids in and out of the cars. And it's so rewarding. I mean, it just fills you up when you see the look on their face when they come in, or like when you go to put them in the car and you think, hey, you remember your hand signals, right? Yeah. Which the only one that counts? And of course they give you a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
And you can never get enough of it. Yeah.
That's right.
So Victor, tell me, tell us how'd you get started doing this? What was, who kind of pioneered this, and how'd this whole thing get going?
I became aware of the PBOC event probably, with the kids thing. They've been doing it. This year was their 20th year. So I think I've been doing it with them for about 10. I became aware of it at one of the PBOC events. It did hit pretty close to home with me because I am a cancer survivor, and so is my father. So, and then the first year I did it, there was actually a boy there that had the same leukemia that I had. And you're just really connected with him. And so I was like, okay, if there's one event I'm going to do every year, whether if I have a car or not, but I will attend it and help out, it's that event. I will always be there. And it's just turned into, it's a part of my life. I mean, in some ways I say it kind of even defines me sometimes.
Right.
Good
sure.
causes tend to snowball.
Yeah.
So Victor, what the PBOC? What is that?
PBOC is Porsche BMW Owners Club. So it's a race club.
Okay.
They race and they have DE. So people that want to do track days, people bring their champ cars there to test. There's guys that race PBOC with their Porsche Cup car, and then they have a BMW E30 they run champ car with, and they'll bring it to the PBOC event to test it and make sure it's gonna, survive here.
Sure.
So it's a racer's world. It's a small world. And so there's a handful of guys here racing today that I've taken kids in and out of their cars at the Kids Race for Life event.
Gotcha.
So PBOC just kind of opened their doors up to Zoller Ministries. Zoller Ministries is who does the Kids Race for Life. PBOC lets them do it at their event.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're giving up some of their track time for their racers and stuff, which they openly, do.
So if someone wants to get involved with this, how do they contact you, Victor? What's the best way to reach you if they want to help out in any way they can?
Oh, Kids Race for Life does have a Facebook page.
Okay.
I will admit I'm not the greatest at checking it very often, but also if you Google Kids Race for Life, you'll come across racerev, but racerev.com.
Okay.
And that's Steven Zoller who puts it on. Steven and Stephanie Zoller and their family. They do this. I mean, we help out where we can, but what we do as families to help, I always feel is 1/100th of what they do to put this together for these families. It's the events in September every year. They're pretty much, October, November, they're already, securing hotel rooms and, this is all through donations, and it's usually about 50 children and their families. So the siblings, the parents, it's hotel rooms, food, everything.
That's awesome.
For the entire weekend. So it's Friday night, Saturday night, banquet Saturday night, they'll usually get, some kind of guest speaker. I have been the guest speaker once. But we've had other pro guys. We've had astronauts, come in as guest speakers.
Cool.
So, it's so many people come together to help this thing, this Kids Race for Life become what it is.
Well, that's awesome.
I think it's great.
Coming up and sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
And good luck out there on the track.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks, Victor.
So that was Victor that came up and just got done speaking with us from the Kids Racing for Life team and their 86 Ford Thunderbird, the number 293 that's out here this weekend. Again,
That's a good-looking car.
You can Google that Kids Racing for Life if you want to find out more how you can get involved. It sounds like they're taking donations, folks. So that's a great way to get involved in making a big difference.
You just took one of our donuts. Dude.
Who did that?
Victor.
I would. I mean, can you blame him?
I think Bill's out to the post office to get your donut up to you, Paulie.
Okay.
It's not going to be quite as good as they are right now, but
well, Connor sent me a message. The number 223 car was rear-ended and spun.
Well, that's KSR, right?
So, was it? Is it KSR?
223?
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be why they're not on my list. So.
Yeah. He was, of course, a late addition, Keith.
Yeah. That might be. Looks like they're out there returning laps, though. So, doesn't look like the sound is very good to listen to. But they've got that Nissan back out there on the racetrack. They're still in second spot with that car. So, it's Team Salem Salt, KSR Flat Out Racing, Crowd Control Racing, Glazed and Confused, TLM Racing in 5th, Level 1 Racing in 6th, Team Jackie Yakes in 7th, BSI Racing in 8th, Agent Chrome in 9th, and Backwoods Racing just moved into 9th, swapping spots with Agent Chrome. So there's your top 10. We are at the bottom of the hour, so we're going to step away for a quick break. You're watching ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Back in just a moment. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back to Sebring, Florida. 98 laps turned so far. 14 hours of endurance racing in the ChampCar Endurance Series, presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. It's the New Year's celebration here on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Paul Veltum, Doc Waldrop, Bill Strong, Tiffany Alexander, bringing you full-length race coverage again this weekend from the beautiful state of Florida.
Now, right now, you've just got Paulie and me. Tiffany's out on an excused absence. Bill Strong, we don't know where he is. He's appeared once again, and I don't understand because lunch was already served.
Yeah, but there's food left over, I'm sure, down there. Corn's
suggesting Bill is probably out trying to find ice cream. I wouldn't count that out at all as a possibility.
So it looks like the Toyota MR2 has had some kind of a suspension problem, lower control arm. They're fixing that now. That's the car 861. So they're working on that car. So we're back on board with the Chunk team in their 86 Jeep Cherokee. It's a pretty fast race car. Chunk has dropped down to 14th spot. But I got a feeling this next stint we're going to see them jump back up towards the front. We've got Team Salin and KSR leading the race. Top two cars are both EC cars, though, so really, look who's in third spot leading the race. Crowd Control Racing. Once again in that Ford Cobra. TLM's in fourth.
This is their home track. They've got a hangar out here at the airport.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
Glazed and Confused in fifth.
Of course, their other car is that Inactive Motorsports. That's that bright green and orange liveried like the Mazda 627B. That doesn't sound right. 767. It's one of those. It's the livery of the Mazda that won Le Mans about, 20 years ago, something like that?
Yep.
So 767, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
So anyway, if you get a chance, go on to YouTube and pull up a video of that car and listen to the sound. It's incredible. And I'm a big, I kind of like the sound of those big V12s from Jaguar and stuff like that. But that Mazda sounds amazing.
So it looks like Birmingham continuing to have problems with that Lexus SC300. They were looking relatively strong. I had high hopes for that today. It's a kind of an all-star cast of drivers that they've selected for this weekend. Ran into some fuel-related issues with a fuel pump. Sounded like they got some air into it after it ran out of fuel, and they were having trouble getting it to refire after they put gas in it. Thought that they toasted the fuel pump. Found out once they got it drained of air somehow, they are able to get it running again.
Okay, so Nathan Gardner is saying it's the 787B.
Thank you, Nathan.
Somebody out there has got a brain. Mine is conspicuously missing.
Nathan's a pretty bright guy.
He is.
He's one of those engineer types. You know? So the fastest lap time of the day turned by Das Idiots. That's not right. The 2:43. We've done better than that. I was looking for that 2:29 that we saw earlier. It's kind of disappeared from my sheet from the Race Hero, but
lap 100 is in the books.
Kyle Lockrow getting in at the 145 mark to finish out the day in the Lightning Motorsports machine. They too were having some fuel pump related issues. Started the race. 80 cars took the green flag. Crank Yankers Racing in 17th spot right now. They've dropped 6 since the start of the race, but they've kind of been up and down with some of the issues they've had, but expect to see them climb back up. I'm hoping to see them in the top 15, but I'm sure they're really just thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah, I think their chance to move up into the championship is kind of faded today. Most of the cars are multiple laps down to the leader. And most of the other cars, I have that information at my fingertips. So it looks like Team Salins, they are on their own lap 100. KSR on lap 98. Crowd Control and TLM Racing, they're on lap 97. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars on lap 96. That's Glazed and Confused, number 2. Level 1 Racing, Team Jackie X935, Backwards Racing. That's an EC car. Agent Chrome and Pistol Star Racing and BSI Racing just joined them on lap 96. The Team Salen's Mustard car on lap 95, as well as Ed is in that J30 Team Infinity. They're on lap 95. Ho Chunk is on lap 95, and Ketron Racing is on lap 95. So Crank Anchors we show on lap 92. And, he's also fighting some other cars to get into the top 75 cars that will be invited to the championship. Now, that race is not limited to those cars, but they have the first shot at the entry before just anybody can come race there, like Brew Crew Racing. Because Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, they're another team in the hunt. They're in 18th place. But by far the car that BSI is doing well in 11th place. They need to move up some places. But by far the team out there that looks to possibly move up into that top 75 is Level 1 Racing in that Mazda Miata. They're currently shown in 9th place. I think they need a 7th place finish, if I'm correct.
So now Cage Gauge Camaro, the team that turned that sub 2:30 lap time, they have just gone into the paddock with that Camaro. We've also got a message here that Randy Popst had to repair the intercooler on his race car. That would explain why they're having boost problems. And the 626 that spun on the track came to a stop and got going again. And the 151 had 4 off and continued. The 151 would be the Catch Me If You Can Acura team.
So the championship calcs, let me open up that real quick and check and see how Level 1, see how their chances look.
Birmingham back in the pits there, we can see. KSR still turning laps after being hit in the back.
So let's see. Level 1. This printing's kind of small. I gotta look here. Stickers, where are they?
KSR and P2 currently top 3 cars, all EC, as TLM moves into 3rd spot. Crowd Control moves to 4th, but they are again effectively leading this race. Some American Iron out front. That Ford Cobra. And Crowd Control passes TLM again. These guys are kind of going back and forth out there. Blazed and Confused 5th. Team Jackie Yakes 6th in the 935 car. Again, their 66 car done for the day due to engine failure.
I can't find Level 1 Motorsports listed in these championship calcs right now.
It's Level 1 Racing.
Yeah. Why don't I see them?
Well, if you can sort by car number, look for the 412. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
BSI Racing shown in the pits right now. The Team Celine Mustard car that won at pit race earlier this year is currently in 12th. Yep, and just fell down to 13th. Looks like the 5th place TLM car and Level 1 Racing not turning laps right now. They may be in the pits. So that brings Glazed and Confused 4th overall, 2nd in the field as the 2 lead cars are EC. 7 hours of racing today. Again, tomorrow, 7 hours of racing. So a lot of teams like Crank Yankers that haven't been here before, just gathering as much data as they can today. Tomorrow, they hit the reset button and have a much better idea of what they're going to need to do to move up the field. And this is the last race of the year and of the season for the ChampCar Endurance Series. And we take a month off. I believe it's a month and a week. There's the Jackie Yates 935 car just to the right of JKS. After the break, we head to Road Atlanta, our season opener. All right, Brian Beasley heading out. Yeah, that's right. Take it easy, Brian. Thanks for joining us on our Facebook Live feed. Thank you to the folks joining us on our YouTube channel, watching in 1080. That's champcar.live.
Okay, here's why I couldn't find level 1 racing. They're already in the championship.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I thought they weren't. Let's see what their best finishes are. Yeah, they've got two fifth place finishes, so they're in 10th. They have 10 points, and the cutoff looks like it's probably going to be around 12 points. That's why I couldn't find them. I don't know why I thought they weren't in. I guess the closest car is Crank Anchors Racing. He's got 14 points, so he needs to. His lowest finish is a 11th place, so he needs 3 spots.
I think if he can't do it today, he should be able to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the car, and they have the team. They have the drivers. They have everything they need.
So does Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. They've got 15 points, so they need to move up 4 positions to guarantee that they're in. The good news is the Team Jackie X, the 66 car that's out of this race with an engine failure, they are locked into the championship. They have 11 points, and they're currently in 68th position, as it were, in the championship standings. And there's only there's 5 cars behind them, so I don't see 5 cars from this race moving up. All of the teams I talked about would have to move up, and statistically or realistically, yes, it can happen. Statistically, I don't know,
So Ho-Chunk has brought their car into the pits, driver out, and there's no one around the car.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what's going on with the guys, but they had dropped. They were up in second place for a while. This car / truck moved up the field rapidly, and then over the last stint, they dropped quite a bit.
Well, they may be having various problems with the car. As you well know, Paulie, this is a tough series. It's a little tougher, I think, than the Lemon series. So, and this is their first time racing with us. So,
and this track is like
the
hardest racetrack in the world to survive on.
Yeah,
if you can make it through Sebring, there's guys that are afraid to bring their cars out here.
Yeah, this is the track where Brew Crew made its debut.
It's just the worst.
Yeah,
I mean, there are guys that would rather rent a seat than bring their own car out because it's
right.
It's going to punish your car.
Yeah, like I said, they earlier we saw the sweeper truck. He might be sweeping up nuts and bolts rather than grass or sand, because it is brutal on cars. I mean, you can go through some serious. For this race, buy the industrial size 55-gallon drum of Loctite.
Birmingham Racing also in the pits, having trouble with their car, keeping their car on the racetrack. JSK, a professionally prepared race car, of course. KSR, rather, not JSK. Kevin Smith, a pro racing team preparing guy. They've got their car out on this racetrack, turning laps. I don't know if pro or semi-pro. It's like He races in IMSA, am I right? He has
Who's
a team
that?
that he
Who,
supports.
what?
Kevin Smith.
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure what the full range of his services are. Unfortunately,
Yeah, we've talked to him before, and
I mean, I know next to nothing, as we all know. So,
yeah. But we love you just the same.
I know. Well, you feel sorry for me. I know, and I can accept that.
Now, like I always say, what's not to love, you know?
Right.
So looks like that car camera is down. I'm not sure what we don't have a whole lot left. They're dropping like flies out there.
Well, if Bill wasn't out eating ice cream, we might be able to get him work on some of these.
We do have crank anchors up, so that's good to see.
I think Tyler's watching us over on Facebook. Or somebody has hijacked his account.
Crank anchors up to 16th now. A little bit of damage control, trying to get back from running out of fuel a little bit earlier in the day, and that just kind of put the hurt on them. They've had trouble recovering from that. But this is all going to be really good learning for them as they head into tomorrow for another 7-hour race. It seems like the car's working really well. We got a message from Connor that the 448 was all for off and back on. That's Team Casual in their 1986 Mazda RX-7. Vintage RX-7 out here this weekend. Several RX-7s out here this weekend. In fact, you talked about Team Salem. They've got their cars out here. 86 and an 88 with charcoal and mustard. Das Idiot's out here this weekend with a Volkswagen Jetta.
All the way from the West Coast.
Both the Tuttle machines broken. Those guys have had a tough run of it really the last several weeks. You know, they took those cars all the way to California to break them, and they brought them out to the other coast here at Sebring and broke them here too.
I saw the 108 on down in pit row earlier. They were revving the car. It looks like they were trying to, I don't know, maybe that's just revving it up. Make sure, I don't know what problem they had. I saw them back. They were back by their hauler. All of them gathered around the car, had the hood up. The hood up? The hood up. So I don't know what the deal is with that car. He's not on pit road, but I don't see hardly anybody in their pits. They're more or less right below us. It's sunnier out here now. Still got some big puffy Chamber of Commerce clouds, courtesy of the Sebring, the city of Sebring. Chamber of Commerce. The 480 just came by us on pit road. That is the Wetsu Honda Prelude. There goes KSR blasting down the front straight. Car sounding strong. So, Paulie, I was out taking a break. And the stairwell that gets you up here to race control and the ChampCar live broadcast studio, you have a pretty good view of 17, and 3 cars went in there wide, and it was like, oh boy.
a hair-raising moment.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like turn 17 wide, especially if I was on the outside.
A message from Connor. Looks like the Ford Thunderbird of Kids Racing for Life is stopped on track.
Oh, no.
So they'll have to take a look at that.
It was, of course, Victor that was just up here not too long ago.
Yeah. Something has befallen the Ford.
Don't see where he's at. I can't see the far back of the course.
KSR still in P2 overall in their EC Class 300ZX. Team Salem stretching out their lead up 2 laps over P2 in their Porsche Cayman. Crowd Control Racing, the effective leader of the race in their D-Class Ford SVT Cobra. Glazed and Confused then effectively second in their A-Class Miata. Backwoods Racing in 5th. Team Jackie Yakes is in 6th. Agent Chrome in 7th. Pistol Star Racing in 8th in their Porsche. Team Infinity in 9th. And Kentron Racing is in 10th. So that's a list. That's the current standings right now. As we reach the top of the hour, we're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us, everyone. You are watching the ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. Back in a moment. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back, everyone, to Sebring, Florida, for the New Year's celebration here on ChampCar Live. Brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Check them out at lowtidemotorsports.com. Get on the schedule. Get on the schedule early so that way you don't get left out.
So Bill is back up here. He's cleaning up after eating his ice cream. He's really messy with ice cream. He must really get into that ice cream.
Did you ask him where he's been for the last 6 hours?
No. He's putting on his headset to. Hey, yeah. And did he bring us any? No.
God, I wish I had some ice cream. I'm parched. That pit lane is like so long.
Yeah, it is.
No, wait till you get to Indy. You think that's long. So what did you learn while you were walking around not talking to us?
This pit lane is really, really long.
I believe you mentioned that.
Yeah. Thinking about how Paulie should be walking pit lanes. He's much younger, more spry than I am.
Spry.
Spry. I like that.
It's just because I give you a hard time that you want me to do it. It's like, okay, we'll put him out there. Let him do it.
Yeah, I was down. I talked to Bill Riley's team, and we talked about the car and some things he's done to it, and then the differences between IMSA and what we do, and wheel barrels full of money is the big thing. But other than that, their car was broke down sitting behind a pit wall as they were trying to fix a transmission. There's a lot of cars along pit lane and the paddock that are just being repaired. Basically, guys are saying, oh, we're done for today. We're going to start working tomorrow.
Right.
For tomorrow. So there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, the 77 just got pulled behind the wall. It's another Mustang, Backwoods Racing.
Yep.
So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of attrition.
It's really it's humid and not a lot of wind. Where's that flag? Yeah, the flag is just hanging there. yesterday, it was, the breeze was really good. It was, even though it was humid, it was nice because the wind was blowing, but the wind's not blowing now. So the sun is out, as you can see, in that car without the roof on it, and that's got to make it really hot because that sun's still pretty hot. Well, I guess it's always the same heat, but when you're outside, it's pretty hot. And you can see the brightness there coming from my hotel room at the Future 7 Hotel. They're changing the name from, what is it now?
Chateau Elan?
Yeah, Chateau Elan. January 1st, it will be known as 7 for Turn 7.
Ah.
So it's now under new ownership.
Boutique action there. Well, I mean, I hope they don't change much other than the name, because what's cool about the hotel out here is on every wall and in every room are pictures from Sebring's history.
Well, that's changing. If you've gone into the hotel now, you'll notice that a lot of that stuff is off the walls. They want to make it more plain looking, more simple is the word that was used.
What?
I know. I was a little disappointed in that because I thought that was a highlight of it. They're also going to be changing the bar. They're going to be basically only selling hamburgers and foofy food and stuff.
What?
Yeah. It's changing. They want to go downscale, more relaxed, they say.
What could be more relaxed than a ChampCar racer in a bar?
I don't know. They took out the salon too, so my wife won't be coming down just because of that now.
When I get to be king, all that's going to be reverted back.
Yep, I like Chateau Elan. I thought that was such a cool name.
Yeah, of course, it was owned by Dr. Don Panos,
who recently passed away.
Yeah. So somehow, Paulie, in all this excitement, I have missed the fact that Level 1 racing has dropped and is not showing turning laps. I think you mentioned it, but it just didn't register on my addled brain. But they are locked into the championship. So
addled. How do you spell that? I got to look that one up.
ADDLED, I believe.
Paul, give me a list of the ones that aren't working, please.
Everybody but crank anchors.
Yeah. It's
No.
So I texted Andrew Sides. I'm going to see if we can get Jackie Sides up here after her stint to just briefly talk to her about what her experience was out there on the Sebring course, not behind the wheel of a pace car for a change.
Yeah, I saw her daughter downstairs. She was sitting way close to the television watching our show. So I asked her how her mom did. She says, I don't know. And I said, well, is the car still riding? Yeah. So, I said, well, that's good if the car's still on the track.
Talkative teenager, huh?
Yeah. See, I'm not sitting there watching the TV. Just sitting here. So, yeah, they're watching our show downstairs. I like to say hi to everybody in registration.
And I guess Andrew and Jackie just got back here yesterday from cruise. So,
Tom Cruise?
No, a cruise.
Andrew
Sides.
There's our front straightaway with our flagging tower right on the right-hand side with some cars leaving pit lane. Now, if they look kind of like they're going slow on the front straightaway there, they're going really fast. We clocked a couple of them at about 110 miles an hour. One the Porsche we got was the fastest at 120 miles an hour. There were some that were a little slower. Some of the Miatas were about 95 miles an hour. Yeah, that's the one that's in crank anchors, isn't it? Oh, that is working. Okay. And then the other one, the other one's offline. That one's sitting in whose car is that? I know. Okay.
So essentially they're only getting half the story.
Which is the way we like it.
That's about all they can expect anyway, right?
Well, they are ChampCar racers. We don't want to give them too much information.
Right.
They'll be talking about us on the board.
A little bit of blue flag action going on there. I saw from the tower.
So what does that blue flag mean, Paulie?
It means all Toyotas get out of my way. I'm coming through. No, yeah, it just
Speaking
means
of
you get a
toilets,
faster car approaching.
Yeah, did you see that thing that I posted to you guys? Did you talk about that?
Yeah, I did talk about the MR2 with the control arm problem, and
So he came down pit lane and stopped and said, "Hey, can you explain to me how to make this thing not so oversteery?" And I said, "What do you mean oversteer?" He says, "Yeah, we just look at it and it wants to oversteer." So I gave him some idea. He told me his alignment setting. So
it's an MR2.
I wanted him to change that and some settings on it. When he went back to check on it, and I wanted to ask him, "Did you check the lower control arms and back?" But it was one of those things that no, this guy knows that. So he had taken it to a place to get it aligned, and they forgot to tighten those up.
Oh.
So
yeah.
So I still want to know why they had the lower control arms, or not the tie rods. Actually, the tie rods loosened up like that. But it is what it is, and they're fixing it. And I told them all, you're going to get out on track, and you're going to be able to put down some stupid fast laps because the car you're driving, and now you're going to really be able to know how to make it go okay when it's really handling bad. So when it's handling great, you're going to do really well. So
I didn't know MR2s were capable of handling great. I thought they were always trying to kill you. Is that just yours?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Bill, do you realize how much hell you may catch in a couple of hours? Because we have 2 EC cars leading this race, but guess who's effectively then the leader of this race? That would be your buddies.
I don't know.
Crowd control.
Ooh.
I think you know those guys.
D-class cars don't win races.
Very rarely.
That'll be interesting, but where's KSR there?
And second.
Yeah. But that's
EC.
That's EC.
Oh.
See, you don't see that on that screen.
I can't see it. Yeah, sorry. I don't have my reading glasses on. Oh. I thought they were class car.
No. That's one of his SC300s. This is the Chop Top Z, which is
not. Yeah. Okay.
As well as the Salem Salt car that's leading this race.
How many hours we got? We got an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, plot thickens.
Yes.
So they're going to give you hell that should they win this race. You will never hear the end of it.
Not me.
Oh, yeah.
I side with them everywhere.
Hey, Bill, tell me the one about the 3 bears, because that's my favorite fairy tale.
I side with all the cars that create controversy because it's fun.
Yeah. Yep. But Bill, stirring up the internet and the forum.
Since 1997.
Yeah. 10 years running now.
No, 97.
97. That was your
on
own
that
fault.
Club that shall be named another name. I was a big pot stirrer.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Say it ain't so.
Cords over here. I'm just amazed. Yeah. Need more water.
So we're back on board with Ho Chunk in 19th spot right now. Your current standing is Team Salem Salt leading the race with KSR flat out in second, Crowd Control in third, but effectively the leader of the race, as the 2 lead cars are EC. Then it's Agent Chrome, Team Jackie Yakes, Glazed and Confused, Team Infinity, Ketron Racing, Pistol Star Racing, and BSI Racing in 10th.
So back to the Jackie X part. Where are they?
Well, the 935 is running pretty well. They're in 6th place.
Yeah, the 66 is out.
5th.
Oh,
yeah, but
essentially 3rd
for the championship.
So 3rd place. So Crowd Control most likely. Where are they on their pit stops? Because they have to pit at what? Hour and 15 minutes.
They've been up here for a while.
So they last came in at 12:49. So they're going to have to pit soon. So that's going to drop them back. How many laps?
Well, Bill, they're the leaders. Salem Salt car. They're in. They've got 113.
I don't care
laps.
about those 2 guys.
KSR's
what I care about is what I care
Crowd
about is
Control is on lap 110, and Agent Chrome, which is an A-class Miata, is on 109.
Wait a second, an A-class Miata?
Yeah, they do well here, Bill.
Oh yeah.
If you read my pre-race predictions, you would know this.
And Jackie, there's
And,
another.
and actually, you know, if you would read the race recaps, you would find out what happened.
Well, Infinity. Mike has me doing a lot of things right now. So,
Right.
Yeah. like playing with Wirecast till 2 in. I'm sure that was
that
Mike's
was
idea.
my time off. Now, come on.
Okay.
Anything after 10 p.m. is my time.
Gotcha.
Mike said I have between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m.
More
and I can
affectionately
do whatever
known
I
as
want.
Amy Strong's time.
No, she's in bed way before then.
She was watching earlier
Yeah.
and listening to you.
Was she?
Yeah.
She said, "Shut the hell up and stop talking about yourself," type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part. No, that was me and Paul.
And why
saying
isn't the
that.
BMW done? Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, Troy got a car done that he just built. That
Yeah, for like 6 years.
Yeah, he's been working on it for like 6 years.
It looks awesome.
It is. It's a car that shall not be named chassis with a mini body on top of it, and it is wicked. And V6 powered, just like his race car, and it's a pretty neat car. But it's a street car, not a race car.
Yeah.
So a toy thing to play with and drive
But
to work.
he's got like the big BMW square flares on the wheels.
Yeah. Well,
and
he
stuff.
had to because the car that shall not be named
Right.
wheelbase is so much wider than mini.
Sure.
And it was awesome watching him build it because he cut down the chassis and stuff and set the body on top of it. It's like, holy crap, look how far those tires stick out. So it looked good in the 1990s South Florida, cruising area.
Right.
But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, but she mentioned something about, look, Troy finished a car. Why can't Bill finish a BMW? So that's an old. I have a BMW that's been sitting since 2010 in my shop with the engine, a brand new engine sitting in front of it that just needs to go in. I've just been busy.
Yes. It's hard to, the instructions come with those engine lifts.
I have an instruction book for the BMW.
Okay.
Yeah, the proper one.
Well, I was talking about the lift itself.
Oh, I have a lift too. So,
Yeah.
But the big problem is that, once I get it built, that means I have to insure it, I got to tax it.
Yeah.
And I have children that are like young. And they want to drive it. And, I keep thinking of that huge insurance bill when they, I have a BMW and boom,
Yoink.
No. So I told her, I said, I'm not getting that done while the kids are home.
So crank anchors.
What is that on the right?
That's the Cherokee. So crank anchors and Cherokee are kind of going back and forth. The Cherokee finally got by.
No, the little purple thing.
Oh, that's a unicorn.
A gift from who was it? Oh, from Ghetto Motorsports.
Oh, he's brought the car into the pits. So crank anchors hits the pits. This should be for the last time today. They're bringing that car in.
Yeah. It will be for the last time today, barring any misfortune.
Well, they had that issue earlier with the splitter. One of their drivers
was that what happened?
got into somebody else and broke the splitter support, so they had to quickly drill some new holes and put splitter supports in. And
they ran out of fuel as well on the back straight.
Oh, did they?
Yep. Yeah, he came in right before the 2-hour driver stint limit and cut it a little too close. And that dropped them. They were running, I think, in the 15s, dropped them down to 20th place or so.
So making that driver change, my dad watching us over on Facebook Live. Hi, Dad. How you doing?
Yeah, hi, John.
The client will block traffic from IP address 1001. Oh, yeah, he just connected.
The driver's struggling to get out. Looks like he's still leashed by the comms cable.
We
Gets
got
out.
Just got a port scan. It says Semantic blocked it.
What is that?
Somebody just scanned the IP address.
Bill's talking geek right now with corn, and I can't understand it.
No, we just lost some internet up here. So if
anybody down on
Racecast
pit road finds our internet, let us know.
Race Hero goes down, this is why, guys. We may have lost internet up here for a few seconds. It's back up. But it looks like we got our IP addresses got all port scanned up here in the tower. So
Yeah, you shouldn't lose anything that way.
well, we lost some of it.
Did you?
Yeah.
It looks good here. Clock's still running.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And Birmingham's back out on the racetrack. They got their car back out there again. So the Lexus SC300 of Birmingham Racing makes it back onto the racetrack.
Yeah, they had a vapor lock or something on their fuel pump earlier.
Right. I guess they ran out of fuel and they had to bleed the pump to get fuel back in it. And
yeah, they thought they might have burned the pumps out, but it was just vapor locked of some sort. You don't really hear about cars doing that much anymore, do you?
Vapor lock. Yeah, I mean, it was a regular occurrence during the 70s.
Carbureted cars.
Yeah, big V8, American iron cars.
100 horsepower engines, yeah.
My GTO put out 100 horsepower, not even started.
The Opel GTs there.
Yeah, those are 100
Opel GT
78 horsepower.
Get up to 100 horsepower, yeah.
No.
Yeah, they did. They have a 100 horsepower engine.
Yeah.
My Datsun 510 vapor lock and driving through a puddle. Watch out for that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a puddle. Wait.
That's called hydro lock.
It's not hydro lock. It just gets onto the distributor cap. And
yeah.
Then you're stuck behind the grocery store trying to dry out the distributor cap.
Yeah, we used to have that with the Toyota car not to be named, the first generation ones, and they would you'd wash the engine off, and you'd get water down in the spark plug gallery in between the camshafts,
right?
And it would either run well or not, or it would run well and then just suddenly not, just be on like 2 cylinders. It seemed like all I had to do was get a paper towel down in there and clean all the water out. But man, I'll tell you what, it was the worst thing ever.
So we get my car back to the Flying Wrench shop to start rebuilding it after Barber, and Matt pushes it out the back door, and the hood, of course, I sheared off a corner of the hood. Well, I didn't, but the guardrail that I hit did. And anyway, so
Wow.
he's got the pressure washer out.
So he gave me the wave. I like that.
Got the pressure washer out, and he was pressure washing the engine. And it's like, I thought the engine was always supposed to be started when you did that, so any potential water would immediately evaporate or something like that. He said, Doc, your car not running right now would be a blessing in disguise.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh.
Kind of got pushed off a little bit. That happens again. That's when drivers get kind of frustrated and kind of bad things happen, and guys get called up here to the tower.
So 117 laps completed here at Sebring International Raceway. It is the ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps for the New Year's celebration. 2 7-hour races this weekend, 7 today, 7 tomorrow, about an hour and a half remain in today's race.
I remember this corner coming up. I remember spinning the last time I raced here. As a green car bounced off me.
Who runs a green car?
I remember hearing Bill, and then boom, spinning. We thought the Opel had been destroyed by the amount of green parts that were flying all over the track. He made it back to the pit lane, and we had like a 1-inch scratch on the paint. He was missing most of the front quarter of the car.
Built those Opel GTs tough, did they?
Oh my goodness, yes. Ask Huggins. They bounced off me about 4 or 5 times. Mr. Huggins, the old man, he bounced off my car once or twice. He felt really sorry afterwards too. He just miscalculated. I love this straightaway. Gives you time to relax a little bit, kind of drop a gear, check your belts, check your
yeah, I generally wait for the back straight to update the Facebook status, that sort of thing. Check email. Because it's long.
Think about that wall you're heading towards.
Yeah. Think about not screwing up 17.
See, it looks like a right-hand turn here, but it's actually a 180-degree turn. You come back down the straightaway. I never thought of this when I was racing it as a 180. I just saw it as a right-hand turn. There you go. Sunset Bend. It is one of the most fun corners in racing. I think I absolutely love that corner, and when you get it right, that car's just skidding along the track.
Awesome.
It doesn't want to turn. The cars.
You know who we were watching through there was that Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
And he looked so planted in there with that wide wheelbase, the wide tires, and that car's significantly lower than I remember what a Jeep Cherokee normally looks like.
And I'm wondering, I bet that car is easily 2,200, 2,500 pounds.
I would think it'd be more than that.
No. That it is. If you look at it, there's not much metal above the wheels.
Okay.
I always had a problem. The corner right before that, I could never get that corner right.
That corner's fun.
Yeah.
The idea is, in iRacing anyway, you swing out way left over the rumble strips.
Well,
and
that
come
corner
back
I think I had a pretty good line through that corner. It was the corner, the S's, right at the end of the S's. I just, I watched cars go through there. Some cars would hop the curbs and pretty much be left of the curb, kind of straighten it out. And but others I just couldn't do that.
All right.
We are always trying to protect the suspension too here.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. I mean,
well, ours is always on edge anyway. So
if the concrete's not beating your car up, the rumble strips.
So he's on the inside here, and that is a really rough area. There's a lot of elevation change in the squares of concrete as they go down the front straightaway there.
So Team Salem, KSR, still at the front of the field with crowd control, effectively leading the race in P3. Agent Chrome, Glazed and Confused. Kentron Racing, Team Jackie Yakes, Pistol Star Racing, TLM, the 168 car, and BSI Racing in 10th. And Team Infinity and Team Salem in the mustard car both show crossing the pit loop. Glazed and Confused won back in 13th. Looking at the standings by class. Class A, brought to you by DiscoveryParts.com. It is Agent Chrome, Glazed and Confused 2, and BSI Racing. To B class, it's Kentron Racing, Team Salem Mustard, and Inactive Motorsports. To C class, it's Team Jackie Yakes, Pistol Star, and Crank Yankers Racing. To D class, Crowd Control Racing, Team Infinity, and GTD Racing. And finally in EC, it's Team Salem Salt, KSR Flat Out, and TLM Racing in the 168 car. All right, so we've reached the bottom of the hour. We're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a few moments. Stay with us, everyone. You're watching ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Back in just a moment. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back to Sebring, Florida, folks. Paul Veltum, Bill Strong, and Doc Waldrop calling the remainder of the race for you here. Looks like our leader, our effective leader, Crowd Control Racing, has gone into the pits.
That's probably a planned stop.
Should be their last one of the day.
Yeah, can that car... Yeah, I guess they can go an hour and a half.
Might be able to make an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
You would like to think so, huh?
And we got to report the car 250. I just had it here. Rotary Rocketeers, they're being meatballed for smoking.
Oh, no, that's one of the cars that stands a chance to get in the championship.
It's a 1990 Mazda RX-7. They're concerned about it being gear oil, which wouldn't be a big shock with the rear end getting smoked on this kind of a... And another car that was pulled in into the paddock, the 293 car, That's Kids Racing for Life. Victor was up in the tower talking to us a little bit earlier, and then their car was stranded on the racetrack. They've taken that behind the wall. So looks like they're looking at that car, and hopefully they'll get it back out tomorrow for another good run for the checker. So we'll keep tabs on that. Agent Chrome looks like they're not turning laps either. So it's P3 and P4, effectively P1 and 2. Looks like they're coming in to do their final pit stops.
Hey, Paulie?
Yeah.
We have a special guest up here in the studios.
Who would that be, Doc?
I'm just going to, it's probably our most honored guest ever.
Really?
She is fresh from off the track in her first stint. And behind the wheel of the John Allen Special, number 46, we'd like to welcome to the studio Miss Jackie Sides.
Hello.
Hi, Jackie. So how was your race day today?
It was good. Better than I expected, I guess, for never really being at full speed on this track. Everybody praised, said I did really, really well. So didn't hit anyone and nobody hit me, and I didn't bring out a caution. So
that's good because there's nobody to drive the pace car here.
True. There was a full course yellow, and so I got to see what it's like to be the one in the pack during a full course yellow. And I see why drivers complain about the pace car going so slow.
Yeah, but it's necessary to gang up the field, especially on such a big course like this, a long course. It takes a while to get around here, and of course we want to bunch up the field so the workers can work safely, not have to look over their shoulder at the second pace car, wherever he may be on the track. But it was funny. I made some comment that Jackie's never really passed a car out here. And Dana says, you haven't watched her drive the pace car that much, have you?
I've passed a few. Yeah, just a few, though.
So is it hot out there in the car?
It is. This was my first experience with a cool shirt.
Yeah.
So
what'd you think of that?
It felt really weird.
Do you have it on a rheostat or is it on or off?
You can adjust it.
Okay.
So it can be full or half or
right.
somewhere
See,
in between.
ours isn't on a rheostat. So when you flip on the switch and that water hits you, it's like whitewater rafting. When that first cold water hits you, it's like, yeah, that feels good.
And it's funny, I didn't really even notice it until the full course caution when you're, checking your belts and tightening those.
Sure.
And then you realize, this
it's
is
on.
really weird. So it's almost like you have a fever and you have that cold chill going through your body.
Right.
That's kind of what it feels like.
It's pretty dang relaxing. Of course, ours is on, like I said, it's either on or off. So we can only leave it on maybe a minute, and it's kind of too cold. So, but yeah, everybody pretty courteous out there. Clean racing?
Yeah, I think it helps that it's a longer track, and so the field is spaced out more. But I knew who the fast cars were, so I made sure to give them plenty of room in the corners and let them be on their merry way.
And as the pace car driver, of course, they're normally the faster cars in your mirror.
True, true.
So you finally got to look at some of their back bumpers?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But no, it was pretty clean out there. There were a few like threading the needle, as you could say. And I was like, I don't know if I would have done that, but I mean, that's why they have something I don't, I guess.
Big iron trophies?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have one of those either.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on the broadcast has a big trophy.
I can think of somebody that does.
I was wondering when that was going to chime in.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
but now that I brought it up.
So Jackie, we were joking about, you'd go out there and if somebody tried to pass you, you'd call in and you'd want to have them black flag for passing you. And did you ever find yourself wanting to stick your arm out the window to stop them from getting by you? Like
no, because the ones that were passing me, I wanted them by me because I didn't really want to hold them up. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Now you were what car were you driving?
I was driving the John Allen Special 46, the blue and gray E30.
Okay, which is a really fun car to drive, and it's fast enough. So, You were probably passing some cars too, right?
I was. The first time I went around and passed, I think, a Miata. I radioed in and I was like, I passed a car.
Cool. That had to feel good.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not the slowest one out here. So
I haven't
not.
experienced that feeling yet, so I'm
There were, Jackie, there were a lot of cars you were passing every time you crossed the start-finish line that were back behind in the paddock and in the pits. So believe me, you're passing a lot of cars. And did you happen to notice a Toyota MR2 out there that you were passing?
the bronze car.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yes.
He's slow, isn't he?
He is very slow.
Yep. Like all MR2s.
He jumped a curb and it kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh gosh, where's he going to go after
Oh,
this?
no.
So yeah. But I think he knew he was slower, so he kind of stayed out of the way.
Right. Yeah, he's been hampered all race long.
Yeah.
He was in fact the second pace car for a while. And the race control called the corner workers and said, hey, give that car the speed up signal.
So Jackie, you ran a full stint then today, huh?
I did. An hour and 45 minutes. They called and said one more lap and then pit the next lap. And I was like, are you sure it's been an hour and 45 minutes? It goes so fast when you're out there.
See, to me, it goes so slow.
Well, Jackie, that means you were having fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that means you were having fun there, Jackie. So you must have had a good time then.
I did. It took me about halfway through my stint to figure out 1 and 17. But once I figured that out, my times dropped a
1
lot.
and 17 are both,
very difficult turns.
Intimidating.
They are, yes. That wall comes fast.
Yes, it does. And it's close.
Yes. Yeah. But no, I had a blast. Ready to get out there tomorrow and do it again.
Sweet.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I personally have a vested interest in seeing that car do well out there because that is my ride home.
Yes. Hopefully I-75 won't be completely shut down on your way home.
Wasn't that? No, that was hateful. Just hateful. Because everybody knew it was shut down. Yeah. So, we use Waze to navigate and stuff like that, and every side road turned red. So, but we made it in time I think it was a pretty relaxed afternoon yesterday when we got in. I don't know. I was up here with Bill, so I wasn't relaxed at all.
I don't know why.
I can't imagine.
Oh, good. He's not sitting next to me. He can't hear me.
And he'll never listen to these broadcasts. He barely listens to the live version, much less the recorded ones.
Maybe we should talk a little bit more about him.
Yeah, we couldn't possibly talk any less about him. Well, thanks for coming up and joining us.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on. It's kind of neat to see all this is new to me, like seeing the broadcast. Right. Yeah. And being on it and then being on track.
We got stuff scattered everywhere, Bill doesn't I'm supposed to have an office suite here, and it's become a little less. So he clearly hasn't read my contract lately.
Well, I'm a teacher by day, so these cords sitting up here look like kind of how teachers' days are. It's just organized chaos.
Chaos, yeah. So. Well, and you're babysitting a bunch of people out here.
True. Yep.
And actually,
my students listen better sometimes.
Certainly.
And you're only seeing like a small portion. Actually, what you're seeing isn't the broadcast. All the broadcasting is done from here where I'm at.
Yeah,
that's just
actually has brains.
That station you're looking at is just to get a couple cameras to me and get your voices over to me, and then I send up the whole broadcast. So I'm sitting here surrounded by screens and computers and phones. And
but is it organized?
Yeah, it's much better organized.
Okay.
When they open up the curtain at the end of The Wizard of Oz, when Toto pulls the curtain, that.
But hey, you know what, Jackie? I just wanted to say congratulations for having that first stint out there. It sounds like you had a great time, and you're really looking forward to tomorrow. And I'm just glad to hear you got out there. You got the full stint in.
Yep. I did.
So high five. Way to go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Glad you had some fun.
And thanks for all you guys do. I know it's hard to be at home when there's a race and you don't, you want to know what's going on.
That's why I bummed a ride down here. It's like, I love the house on the lake, but there's nothing like being at the track.
Yeah. Being here and seeing it is better for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You of course see the course, but it's mostly at 30 miles an hour most of the time.
Yes.
And or sitting there at pit out going, well, I got nothing to do today. They're all behaving themselves.
No,
which
I
is
got
kind
plenty
of
of
a
belts
rarity.
to check.
Yeah.
The belts. And the
Yeah,
rest
true.
of it, yeah. But
Yeah, Jackie works pit out, so
Oh, okay.
she's going to be the one that checks your wristband, make sure the belts are actually over your Hans device. I don't see how you could possibly miss that, but it happens.
it happens
And,
more often than you believe.
Right.
Would.
And make sure that your fire extinguisher pin is pulled, your window net is up and secure. So we thank her for that. It's just one of the many things that we need done by people out here at the race to put on these events. And I'd like to think we do a pretty dang good job.
I think so. Yep. Well, thanks, guys, for having me.
You bet. Continued good luck out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell the
Good
team.
luck tomorrow.
I sure will. Thank you, Polly.
All righty. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, Jackie.
So keeping an eye on some of the teams that are out there. Not a lot of movement in that top 10, top 15. I've just been kind of watching things as we were enjoying some time with Jackie to talk to her, one of the volunteers in the ChampCar Endurance Series. By the way, if you'd like to volunteer like Jackie does, you can head over to our website, champcar.org, and there's a volunteer sign-up right there on the main page, I believe, so you can get involved. But Crank Anchor's up to 14th right now, trying to get back up there now in the top 15, so things looking up for the E30 as they head into the last hour and 10 minutes of the race.
Team that took the biggest loss in the last hour or so is Team 77. That's that Backwoods Racing 1995 Ford Mustang, number 77. They were running as high as 5th place and have now dropped out of the top 15.
Yeah.
So don't know what happened to them, but that's a pretty big drop.
They were behind the wall for a little time there, so it looks like they've come back out. But yeah, they were reported behind the wall.
Yeah, in 5th place, that would have put them as their 3rd place podium team.
Looks like KSR has tripped the pit loop. Looks like, yep, they've come into the pits, likely for their last pit stop.
Okay, so here's some little fun stuff to look at. Team Jackie X has won this race many times. They are currently shown in 5th place with 119 laps completed. They are only 30 seconds behind Glazed and Confused in that Mazda Miata on lap 119. So they're on the same lap, 30 seconds behind.
Yes.
And Crowd Control is only on lap 120, and we know that's a thirsty car. So I'm wondering if my prediction for a Jackie X win might come true after all.
I don't think so, because
Ouch.
I think because Crowd Control's already pitted, and it wasn't that long ago. They had an hour and 22 minutes to get through. I think they're going to make it.
Yeah, they should be able to make it.
However, if they don't, watch out.
Yeah.
Because they could definitely become an issue. And now Glazed and Confused with that Miata. So the question is, when's the last time those two teams stopped? Glazed and Team Jackie X.
Team Jackie X, let's see, hang on. We're going to open it up here. Whoops.
And of course, the reason we're focusing on these three is because they are effectively the top 3 in the field.
Team Jackie X pitted, looks like, on lap 111, and we are working lap 118 or 120 now.
125.
So just stopped. And they should easily be able to go the distance. Glazed and Confused last stopped on lap 107. So they shouldn't have to stop again either. So Jackie X can run them down. The last gap we had was a little bit over 30 seconds. That gap is now down to 23.8 seconds. Glazed and Confused turning a 2:46, whereas Team Jackie X turned a 2:39. So they're on the hunt. So to speak. I'll settle with, I said they'd probably win this race. I'd settle for second. That's pretty close. Of course, they won't see it that way.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time looking, watching, and talking about this Jeep Cherokee Lexus SC400. I mean, it's just interesting, sometimes we get into a situation, you feel like you have sort of a cookie cutter car lineup. It's always the BMWs and the Miatas, but there are some really unique cars that get brought out to the races, and it's always refreshing to see that.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I think the variety of cars is one of the great things about ChampCar racing. It's not a spec series where every car is the same except for the paint job.
Right.
And I mean, you see some pretty creative stuff out there. That PT Cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Is pretty tricked out. He's got they cut the hatch off the back or whatever they call it, the kind of the cargo looking area. Chopped it off and then made a bed, like a truck bed in back that's covered. And he's got a big old wing on the back and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Of course, the build that everybody's talking about out here is that Ho-Chunk, that Jeep Cherokee. And I mean, when I first looked over the list, I kind of almost, I didn't make fun of them, but I said, yeah, they deserve a mention just because they're in a Jeep Cherokee. And then I actually saw the car and it's like, holy smokes, this
right.
is not a Lemons team that is lost. They're out here to win this thing.
It's a beautiful car. You look at the interior, you see it's like so beautifully put together. Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't out here playing games. Cars are pretty well spread out, as Jackie mentioned. It's kind of boring for racers, but if you catch that car in front of you, it's like, yes, job well done.
Yeah, and this is
cars got out on track.
One of the things that I love about the ChampCar series is that you can be really creative, and we do have a lot of engineers that sort of gravitate, I guess I would say, into the ChampCar Endurance Series because they get to exercise, some of those creative juices that maybe they don't get to use it in the workplace, because these are really brilliant people and they have an opportunity to come here. And ChampCar is really a thinking man's series. You have the opportunity to put something really unique together, and just because you do something interesting doesn't mean that you're going to automatically get bumped up into the next class.
No.
And that's what's really beautiful about it. So, and it shows. It shows as you look across the field. You might see 5 different E30s, but each one of them's built differently. And Tyler's car, for instance, looks very different from your car, for instance, right? And so you get these guys with these different ideas, and it's just really cool. It just gives everybody an opportunity, and guys like me who are guys that like to pretend to be an engineer to go out there and do some fun things with the car too. So it's just really cool for that. I love that. I don't necessarily dislike the other series that are out there. I just think that ChampCar is unique in that you can do some really cool stuff, make the car more efficient, and that's not going to force you to get bumped up into another class where you feel like, okay, that didn't really do much for me. You really do gain something from it performance wise. So it's just fun. It's just fun to be able to put your head into something instead of your wallet and come up with something that's that works within the rules and becomes a more competitive package.
Well, I was just talking to Corn here briefly, and we've got, of course, we're right in the middle of some pit stops with essentially an hour to go. But looks like we've got about 40 cars out on track. Of course, we started with 80. So Sebring is living up to its tough reputation on cars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've
we
had
don't
some
normally
attrition.
see 50% attrition. We may see 30, maybe 30% at most. But Sebring, she be rough.
She'd be rough, and I'm just glad it's not raining for a change. You know, that's something we run into a lot when we come out here and go racing. So to not have the rain is just a welcomed relief. It is still hard on the cars, but it's not as hard on the teams.
Yeah, since it's not raining, figures my car isn't here.
Does your car kind of attract the rain, does it? That's not your fault, though. We've had rain the last 3 races in a row.
Yeah,
So,
we're getting pretty tired of rain in the Georgia area. All next week it's supposed to rain. So in Barber it rained. Tiffany's front lawn is flooded. So it's been a couple of wet weeks in the South.
a couple of wet weeks, but wow, what a beautiful day today it is out here in Sebring, Florida. It is the ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps, the New Year's celebration here on ChampCar Live, brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew, experience the difference. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to ChampCar teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com.
Do you know somebody that gets hot?
Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems are designed to keep you cool and safe in hot environments. The football shirt is worn under the shoulder pads for total player comfort. For race car drivers, Cool Shirts offers a driving cooling system for virtually every racing application. The multi-person cooling system is designed to meet the demands of the firefighter in rehab. Cool Shirts offers a variety of designs for anyone who gets hot.
Cool Shirt, the worldwide leader in personal cooling systems. Race your phone and become a winner.
ChampCar Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel. ChampCar Live is brought to you by Low Tide Motorsports. More than just a crew. Experience the difference. Welcome back to Sebring, Florida for a total of 14 hours of endurance racing this weekend. The ChampCar Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps. It is Team Celine Salt leading with KSR Flat Out in second, Crowd Control Racing in third, Team Jackie Yakes is in fourth, Glazed and Confused number 2 is fifth, TLM Racing is sixth, Agent Chrome is seventh, Pistol Star Racing eighth, Team Infinity ninth, and BSI Racing is 10th. So that's where things stand at the momento. Go back on board with this is, get this straight here.
So we've lost a couple of in-car cameras. Bill didn't pay his cell phone bill, so they've shut him down. Just kidding. Bill goes through a ton of data with these in-car cameras. So I was just out stretching my legs, taking a break, and it was kind of interesting to look out over to the paddock. There's a pick-em-up truck out there with the old cab-over kind of camper, you know, and parked right next to it is this 70s style, like Bill said, it's a single, it's not a Winnebago, but it's a single, you know, slab-sided motorhome. And then immediately parked right behind him is this $1 million motor coach.
Nice.
It's kind of a neat juxtaposition of what makes up a typical ChampCar competitor. They come from all walks of life, all manners of income, and demographics. So it's kind of cool to see that. And you know, and it kind of goes along with the variety of the cars. People are always asking, you know, what's the best car I can race in ChampCar? It's like, well, that's the one you have.
Right.
You know, which car can you live without? Put a cage in it, put a fire bottle, put a kill switch, come racing. Yeah, it's easy. It'll be fun, they said.
They being you and I.
Yeah.
We told them it'd be fun. We are those guys that told you, hey, it'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I found all my weak-willed friends that have followed me into other various adventures and stupid ideas I've had, and trust me, I've had a lot. The latest one.
It's just funny because Billy over there with the Salins team, when I asked you about photographing cars and I said, what about yellow ones? You're like, nope, I don't like it. And he's like, ouch.
No, I like those cars.
Because of the mustard car, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like those cars.
That's funny.
I especially like that Cayman they brought. I mean, that's a good looking build right there.
Yeah.
And of course, they race in several series.
They race in several series, and of course, they sponsor our Watkins Glen race every year.
Treated everybody to hot dogs.
Did treat everybody to hot dogs. I think I got a chance to meet Billy at Daytona. I was helping him randomly, just happened to be walking through the pit area.
Right.
He was trying to string up those. You remember those old flags that on a string?
Oh yeah, like
that people would mark. Yeah, you'd mark off your area.
Yeah.
He was trying to string one of those up. Well, at the time, no, maybe it was Watkins Glen. I can't remember. One of those places, we were trying to string it up, and maybe it was Watkins Glen. Anyway, there's a lot of wind, so I went over to help him, and I think he introduced himself to me, and so we were talking. But yeah, those guys go above and beyond. Just the best group of people too that you could ever bump into. So we appreciate them. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we'd like to thank all our sponsors. I mean, Glazed and Confused, that racing team, they typically they're at Daytona and stuff, and they delicious Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, were you there this year at Daytona when they brought the vintage?
Yes.
I think it was like a Volkswagen van, didn't they bring?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was cool.
Yeah, rolled it right into Victory Circle.
Yeah.
And started passing out donuts.
In the driver's meeting, it was so cool. Unfortunately, I had to hustle my butt into the race car. I didn't have time to eat donuts, but
Daytona was a very disappointing experience for me this year.
Yeah?
I was fully expecting to do the broadcast and to drive, and I ended up doing neither.
Yeah. I got to drive once, and then that was about it. The car broke shortly after. It was a pretty disappointing weekend for us, too.
And I think you ended up in the hospital, perhaps?
I did end up in the stupid hospital. I got to visit Halifax, too. Yeah, that was great.
Oh, you need to take care of yourself like I do.
That's what it is.
Picture of health.
Shoot, I was talking to my mom yesterday. She's 73. She said, when I die, I want to make sure that when they open up the contents of my stomach, there's not a stupid salad in there. I want them to find something amazing, something, like I want them to find some pie or, something, something that's got, yeah, none of that salad,
Yeah, maybe a soft-shelled crab po' boy or something.
Filet mignon.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheesecake.
Shows that she's living right.
There you go. That's funny.
Well, there's the old joke, of course, is, when you get to the pearly gates, you want to arrive all disheveled, dirty, sweaty, and like, what a ride.
That's right, baby. Speaking of what a ride, on board with Crank Yankers Racing. They're up to 13th now in that BMW E30. And they've had quite the baptism Saturday at Sebring International Raceway with just the challenges of making it on this racetrack. And really, they've done very well for themselves. They did run short on fuel, but were able to hobble into the pits. They got into the back of somebody, tore up the splitter, got it fixed, got back out, and they're really in a respectable spot. Their 13th is nothing to sneeze at in a field of 80
cars.
And you've got a lot of cars that these guys have a lot of experience on this racetrack, and here you are, new to the track, and you're up in the top 15.
Yeah.
That's really, that's a kind of, I like that. I like that for them. Yeah. Irregardless of the fact that Tyler has a lot of experience racing, and most of these guys that race with him do too, but still, this is a huge undertaking to come out here and be running this well, even with a handful of problems that they've had.
Yeah, I would imagine he won't shoot himself in the foot tomorrow with running out of fuel.
No.
So, of course, since he hasn't been here, he doesn't have a history of what his fuel consumption is. So,
exactly.
Maybe he made 2 hours at Road America, which this track kind of reminds me of. I mean, it's got some long straights and stuff. So, You know, maybe again, I bet he just didn't have quite enough data to make and he stretched it one lap too far. He was right up against the driver stint limit. So if he would have come a lap before, he would have been golden.
Yeah, he had Johnny Robinson in the car, who's probably one of his quicker drivers, and faster drivers always use more fuel.
Right.
You know, so he probably took the car out first himself and thought, okay, now what's going to happen? We'll put John in the car, and then they, like you said, they just pushed a tad too far and ran out of fuel. So you live and you learn. I'm betting, knowing Tyler as I do, and he's a pretty cool customer, he's probably not too disappointed with today, really. No. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be. I think he's put a great race on.
Sure. But he's going to put that bit in his teeth and go after it tomorrow because he needs that good finish.
Well, absolutely. You know, he came out here to do well, you know, and absolutely. And he's got the car and he's got the team to get the job done. Right. So certainly, you know, he's gonna come out here tomorrow and he's gonna be tough. Absolutely. We got 45 minutes left in the race right now. We've got crowd control up front leading by about a minute and a half over Team Jackie Yakes, and those guys are really 1 and 2 effectively. Because you've got Glazed and Confused in 5th now. They've fallen back behind Jackie Yakes, which is, you know, that's the team that Doc picked for the win here.
Yeah, and we saw that coming. So,
and they're right now Team Jackie Yakes. I just happened to look at the clocks. The lap times a 2:44 to 2:43 for crowd control. So, lap time wise, it looks like, you know, there's a lot of traffic out there, but they're running about the same lap times. It's going to be tough for Jackie Yakes to catch them unless something happens, but there's still 45 minutes of racing left here,
we've seen these races come down and, oh wait, the leader's in, you know, or the leader's off.
Yeah. Many times. It never ceases to amaze me. We get down to the end of an 8-hour race, 7-hour race, and those last 20 minutes, the whole complexion of the race changes.
Right.
And it's how could this be?
Of course, I mean, it's not kind of surprising to see. I mean, crowd control racing doesn't have near the time on this track, but this is still their home track, so they know it well. They've been campaigning that 626 out here for a long time. Of course, Team Jackie X has more laps here than probably any other ChampCar team. So it's not surprising to see two of those teams that consider this their home track. Look at KSR, you know. I mean, not KSR. Who am I thinking of? Yeah, KSR.
Okay.
Doing well here as well. You know, they're just up the road, as it were. So you see these teams that have battled this track before, know it's tough on the cars, you know, maybe did an extra nut and bolt check and you know, just they know this track is going to beat up their cars.
Well, and I think everybody's car is a little bit different. And once you've done this kind of a race before and you've gone over the car, you see where your weaknesses are, and you know those are the areas you need to safety wire, Loctite, whatever you need to do. Whereas another team like Tyler's team has never been here before, he might not be sure what to expect. But again, these guys are seasoned racers, so Tyler's going to bring a good car to the track. I'm going to mute you, Bill. I'm just getting a lot of background noise. I'm not hearing you, so I'm just going to mute you until you're ready to talk there. But yeah, so that's where things stand at for Crank Yankers. KSR Racing in P2 in this EC car. We're on board with them right now. Heading down into this very fast part of the racetrack. You can see the car bouncing and hopping through what some have described as the most challenging part of any corner anywhere, certainly on this racetrack, is going through turn 17, because the car is constantly hopping and bouncing through the corner, which always makes it difficult to be consistent on a track that's rough like this.
It's sliding, hopping, bouncing, bottoming, sliding.
I think I said that.
Flying up, yeah. I mean, it's just everything that you can think of is happening to your car.
Well, and of course, the other thing about any one of these ChampCar races that get these big fields is, everybody's always talking about the racing line, the racing line, the racing line. Well, with 100, with like at Daytona, 128 cars, here at Sebring started 80 cars. You're not always going to get the racing line. You're going to have to go offline to pass cars.
Yeah, most likely you won't have a line at all.
Yeah, 17 is the perfect example of that.
So it looks like
you're going to be on the inside. Sometimes you're going to be on the outside.
So Johnny is telling me that Tyler is in the car now in the Crank Yankers machine. So he's driving this final stint. So Tyler, it was someone named Jasper that went in first. Then John was in there, and then Nick. And now Tyler's in the car. And they're going to change that up tomorrow. But so Tyler out on the racetrack for the first time here at Sebring International. Getting a feel for the race car.
So I'm in the pit of a car that's ahead of this race that's not the car that shall remain unnamed. The Toyota thing, I can't see the name. But a Mustang. Yeah. So a Cobra Mustang, not much fiber or not much carbon fiber on that car this weekend though. But you
just the hood's carbon fiber.
Yeah. That's a
faux carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's faux carbon fiber. Yes. So you guys have to pit again?
Nope. We just keep running strong. So that's our plan.
So that 28-gallon fuel tank kind of.
Yeah, 28 and a half. I mean,
you kid, by the way. The internet just lit up.
Yep, just running strong.
So, you guys spent a lot of time prepping for this race by doing a lot of test days here. Oh.
Yes. We'd like to rent the track out for ourselves and maybe some, Ferraris and race cars. So, just so we can keep up with, similar caliber cars.
But you spent a lot of time tweaking yourselves in the cars.
Yes, the whole time. We get pretty hot, so we also bring some models to, pat us down.
Yeah, we see that on Facebook, and we're all jealous about it.
Copy. Yep. Nope. Got to enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Now, you guys, how's your other car doing, the Mazda?
Mazda's currently third in class. We had a couple small issues, but the shorter race doesn't help that car as much. So, I mean, it's running strong. Our renters are all pretty happy, and they're driving well. Car's running solid, so we'll keep it up and hope for a better result tomorrow.
Did you get in the car this weekend?
No.
You getting in tomorrow?
Nope. Just radio guy.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. Good luck out there.
All right.
That's our D-class leader right now. And is he in first overall or still in second?
He's in first when you count out the two EC cars.
Right. The pit lane is a little silent right now. Not a lot of action going on, even behind the wall. Guys have moved their cars. Some guys have moved their cars to the paddock to work. So it's not as busy as it was. Headed down here to Crank Yankers. Where are they at?
Look for like four guys that are really bored.
Well,
they're running in 12.
There's only two guys down here, but a lot of women. So I'm going to hang out with them. Well, and John. So how's the car out there?
The car's doing good. Everything's going great. He's picking up spots, and we're hoping to do much better tomorrow since three of us has never been here before. Jasper's the only one that's been here before, so I think we're running pretty good today. Minor issues. I had a few offs. Nick had a few offs. So we're doing great.
Yeah, looks good out there.
Yeah, car looks good. No real issues. We're hoping for a top 10 today. That was our original goal.
Cool.
We'd also like to thank them for making Sebring one of the glitter tracks.
Yeah, well, Doc wanted to thank you for making Sebring one of the glitter tracks. Thank you.
I'll thank you for Tyler. He's the one and Sadie, the one that did the glitter.
We always have to go home and explain to our wives and girlfriends about all the glitter on us. I can have a girlfriend, but I have to explain to my wife about the glitter. So,
well, yeah. I'm sure they get back and they say, there's glitter all over you, but you smell like diff fluid. What kind of
glitter and diff fluid? It doesn't really go together. Glitter and diff fluid. I like it. I actually like that. Transmission fluid.
Actually, that would make a good team name.
Glitter and trans fluid.
That sounds like a good racing team name right there.
Yeah.
Glitter and trans fluid.
Tranny fluid.
Tranny fluid. Okay.
Did we ever catch up with these Elvises? Because I'm really curious about
What
these
pit
guys.
lane are they in?
You know, that's who Ilana's racing for.
Okay.
Which
I'm down here with Bill Riley, and they're still working on the Camaro. So did you guys get the transmission sorted out?
Yeah, we're going to swap out the gearbox overnight, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow. But it's a lot of like tuning up because it's still a fairly new car, but we'll get her going for tomorrow.
So you're really good with excuses at racetracks.
Excuses?
What?
You said I'm good at excuses?
Yeah, you have them all. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard them all too.
Yeah.
So, Bill, the Racing Elvises team, they're in pit stall 42, which is about 3/4 of a mile from you.
We're professionals. So the car here, explain this car to us.
Well, this was an A sedan Camaro we bought, and it actually finished second at the runoffs twice. So we took this car and then changed it over to ChampCar, and are kind of having a great time with it.
So you guys have Riley Motorsports. You've expanded your fiefdom, right?
Well, I mean, this is more for fun, more so than our normal business of running, teams in IMSA or Ferrari Challenge. But it's just kind of a fun thing to do. And I don't hunt and I don't fish much or anything like that. So it gets me out of the office a little bit. This happens to be back at the racetrack.
So what I was talking about was the Ferrari Challenge car.
Yeah.
So you guys are new to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's new this year. We run a Ferrari Challenge team. It's a great program. We have a great customer, and really looking forward to next year with that.
Cool. Do you get to drive one of those?
No.
That's, you think as a guy that builds them, you get to take it around the parking lot.
Well, I think the problem is that people think that if I'm involved and I drive some of the race cars we have, that I'll fix them for free if I wreck them, and that's the problem. That's where the problem lies.
All right, Bill. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, so where are they, Paul or Doc?
They are in pit number 42, Bill.
Oh, I'm at 62.
They're about 3/4 of a mile from you.
Yeah, that's all right. So that was Bill Riley, who I was talking to. I spent a summer week with him at Virginia International Raceway, and he's here with a customer car, the Camaro, and they've had a few little issues here and there, but they'll get that car back out. It had the fastest time of day at one point. It's still there. Maybe not.
Let's not say anything and freak Bill out.
I'll just keep talking. So 45, you said 45?
They are Racing Elvises are in pit stall 42.
42. I'm at 51, so we're getting there.
There is no pit number 51.
Yeah, there is right there.
Oh wait, that's right. There's a back. Yeah, I'm used to printing them out on 2 pages.
Oh, the 626 is emitting some smoke. So they may black flag that car.
It's the Mazda you were just talking about?
Yep.
Sister car, as it were, to crowd control.
The 626?
Yeah.
So the 42 is that? Oh, yes.
42 is the Racing Elvises. That's a team I thought you wanted to talk to.
And the meatball comes out for the 626, guys.
So the big question is the Racing Elvises. Is it the 60s, 70s, or the big Elvis?
I think it was the end of him because that was the end of us today,
So that's Elon's team that he's helping prep the cars. And what's wrong with the car? It's up on jacks.
Well, it started with the rear brake. We lost the rear brakes, and then the wheel bearing in the front took a bad hit too. So we were replacing a control arm, bearing, and studs, and put fresh brakes all the way around. So we'll be ready for tomorrow. Unfortunately today has been over. But.
So why call the Racing Elvises?
Oh, you'll have to ask the owner.
Who?
The owner, Mike.
Where's he at?
Mike, I think he went to get us parts.
He's back in the trailer?
Yeah. We've been sending him to the stores to buy parts. Like, hey, we need this. Hey, we need that,
That's what the owner's supposed to do, right?
That's what the owner does.
Well, yeah, I mean, he likes to do it for fun, so he doesn't come with a lot of spares, We come and help him out. He's a great guy. So luckily today, I don't know how, but the store has every part that we needed so far.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well,
Even
that's
rear
cool.
pads, so it'll be interesting with the pads tomorrow.
Oh, funny. All right. Well, good luck out there, guys.
Thank you.
That was Elon.
You didn't ask him if he has empanadas.
I did not. So down here at Low Tide Motorsports, this is one of our ChampCar Live sponsor today. So how's it going down here fixing the 414?
Well, our race day has turned into a test and tune day. So luckily it's a 2 7-hour weekend. Started off with transmission issues, swap transmissions. Quite quickly, it was about 45 minutes. We had them back out there and just working through some other issues. This is a new build for the team. But it's going really well. We expect to do very well tomorrow. Running some really fast times, top 5 times, and I think tomorrow we're going to be good. We're going to get out here for the end of the race, and that'll be that. New day tomorrow.
So tell us a little about Low Tide Motorsports.
So Low Tide Motorsports is a crew service team. We provide crew services to private teams, arrive and drive teams for ChampCar and another number of other series. And basically our level of involvement is up to the team. We could do strictly pit stops. This weekend we were providing full service, just absolutely doing everything. We do transportation services. I just finished a cross-country trip to Laguna for a team. We have CDL licensed drivers. And that's about it. This, it started last year and it's just taken off, and it's borderline scary how busy we are.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that not only do you work on, because you guys have the Toyotas and stuff that you work on, but you've been working on all kinds, BMWs, the Miata here, and others as well.
Yeah, you name it, we work on it. And just the level of knowledge that we're gaining working on all these different platforms is making us that much more valuable, I think, to the teams. And the more we work with the team, the more comfortable we get with them and they're with us, and it's just worked out so well.
It's kind of cool that a new team could, we get the cars go by here, a new team could call you up and say, hey, come look at our car, see what we're doing right, see what we're doing wrong, and you can do that kind of stuff too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If a team just, if it's their first race in ChampCar, or they want to have us come in and kind of guide them through the process or help, refine what they're doing. We do this a lot, and I think we can bring a lot of value to a team and give you a lot of, tips and tricks that we've learned over the years and make your team that much better.
Now, you guys have a winning history with 9-4 Motorsports.
Yeah, absolutely. With 9-4, second in the championship this year, multiple wins. It's been great with 9-4. The amount of podiums we've had. I don't think we've had a DNF this year with them, and that's probably over 15 race weekends.
That's pretty darn good considering what, where you guys started with the program. You were doing well, but there were some DNFs, but you tackled all that. You now pretty much really reliable.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes back to the preparation that happens before you get to the track. That's key to a successful weekend. So in understanding that not every team can put that level of effort into the car prior to the race weekend, they're very lucky, the drivers that drive the cars, to be able to get in a car that's got that level of preparation. Every weekend they're coming in, they know they're going to have a top performing car, capable, limited only by the drivers, really.
All right, so it looks like you're getting that car, getting it ready to get back out there. Drivers getting ready. So, good luck today, and thanks for talking.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, and thanks for the sponsorship of the ChampCar Live.
Thanks for the sponsorship for ChampCar Live, Doc says. Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been good.
Sam's probably the reason we got lunch today. No, I'm just kidding.
All All right, so we've reached the bottom of the hour. We also have to reestablish our Facebook feed, so we're going to break away for that, and then we'll be right back here in just a couple minutes. Stay with us, everyone. Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver